What's up, everyone? How's it going? Happy Sunday. What's everyone up to this week? Dang it, I just hate NCIS. Oh, you just started NCIS. How many seasons are they into right now with NCIS? That was a good show, but I kind of stopped watching after a while. I think the problem is like there needs to be a point when a show just like stops because it kind of just like, is Mark Harmon even on that show anymore? I think I stopped watching like shortly after Ziva David got killed off of NCIS, because like after that and the iconic scene of I will never forget of the two people on the same keyboard trying to type with what Abby and McGee. You remember that scene? You gotta know that scene if you're in cyber. You know, somehow like if two people are on the same keyboard, they somehow will type faster. That whole charade. Like, who even scripted that? I think a lot of that goes back to my was the first step into getting into cybersec. They killed off Ziba David. I haven't been keeping it. Man, that was a while ago. So the first step into getting into cybersec from university. So I will just say up front, I do have a lot of resources that I'm building out on my YouTube. I already have a video that talks about do you need college or boot camp to get into IT or cybersecurity professionally? There's a lot of information there. The first step is really just having a curious nature and being willing to tinker and home lab. A lot of the home labbing stuff is really going to help you a lot more than being in a class. A class will teach you concepts, but a lot of the concepts you can learn on your own. So be willing to tinker. And if you are going the route of college, internships are the way. If you are, wanting to go the videos about home labs, not yet. I'm working on those on YouTube. Unfortunately, all the videos I had were on TikTok, and as we all know, TikTok is horrible to search through. So I'm working on a lot of that content for all of you. It's just right now what I'm waiting for is I should hopefully hear about my possible bonus next month, and if I get that, I'm going to be getting some new camera equipment so I can then dive into home labbing properly. Because what I was going to do was have like a DJI camera so I could actually record myself and do all of that rather than just doing it off my phone and get better angles for all. I tried doing a bunch of this stuff off of my phone and it didn't come out the way I wanted to. But I expect there to be content there, as well as, we'll be tinkering with things while we're live on Twitch and things like that. I know all of you are coming in on TikTok too, but I simulcast TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube always whenever I live stream. So I like to be as accessible as possible to my community. We also have the Discord too. So Discord, there's tons of us that at least in text help each other out with home labbing and everything. So I am putting together a bunch of resources for every single person to be able to better educate themselves and level up their skills and knowledge and all that in this career. Or even if you're just doing it as a hobby and you want to get some better general IT and cybersecurity knowledge down in your brain. You just started watching it again? What, NCIS? I mean, I'll eventually probably get to it, but right now I'm in the middle of rewatching The Big Bang Theory. I got to season 10 so far, and then what I probably am going to be doing after that is I've been hearing about Severance, I think it is, was the show. I gotta see what the title was, but I might be checking that out too. But, yeah, so, zoom in, enhance. Okay, I have some dumb fool who said Colombia caved to Trump's tariff threat. Okay, so, they didn't cave to the threat, from my understanding. They slapped their own threat on. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me look this up. Okay, hold on. We need some proper medication to deal with this week. One second. Before we get into this shit, gonna need this. Now, I ain't quite to the level of Pete Hegseth in terms of alcohol. I just like to enjoy it. Apparently he's got a real problem. Can't believe we got an actual alcoholic that walked his way into the Secretary of Defense position and said, I promise to never drink alcohol again. Bro was apparently doing liquor. Stop winning? Okay, sure, I'm winning. I'm winning because I got wine and you don't, maybe. I don't know. But let's see. I did see the Colombia tariff come through. Let's see. It's not winning, it's winning. You're still spelling winning with one ends or two. I think you're missing a letter there, which tells me if that's what you're trying to do, your level of education, if you're trying to burn me, because buddy, you're kind of just burning yourself right now. Oh, whining. If you're trying to do whining, W-H-I, there's an H in there. Some of us went to school and we learned our words. We also learned the basic. Are you winning, son? I'm winning. In the words of Charlie Sheen, I'm bi-winning. Not in the bipolar way, I'm just bisexual. So I am bi-winning. I can have men and women. There is a reason it used to be done by Congress. Yeah, I really do think that the Congress should be the one that levies everything because they are the ones that control the purse. I don't know why we gave that power to the presidency. That didn't really make sense to me. There's a lot of things that I would like to see reversed in terms of how presidential power is handled, and it doesn't have to do specifically with Donald Trump. It has to do with things way before. Like, believe it or not, I actually am a proponent of senators not being elected and just being appointed by state governors. Though, is that realistically going to happen? Nah. But I do see the case for it. Now, if these fucking captchas would let me get through. I swear to God, I'm a human. I am a human, not a robot. Let me get through this captcha screen. Okay. God damn it. Thoughts on dual GPUs? Dual GPUs don't really make any sense anymore. They stopped making sense a few years ago. I used to have an SLI rig back in the Voodoo 2 days. The problem with SLI was it required games to actually implement it. Now, AMD had the better solution with Crossfire, but ultimately it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't scale as well, so that's why they're getting rid of them. Just because nobody was really doing it. It's a lot more overhead to maintain and everything. And overall, if I'm going to have multiple GPUs in there, it's probably because I'm doing a GPU process. All right, let's see. Come on. I hate these captchas Google does. And, like, you click all the buttons, and then, like, it works just fine. I swear I'm a human. Takes one sip of alcohol, IQ drops 30 points. There we go. Let's see. All right. Colombian president orders increase of import tariffs on U.S. goods after Trump order. Blah, 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 blah. Petro, in a post on social platform X, said he ordered foreign trade minister to raise import tariffs from the U.S. by 25%, which means that it's raising the costs of goods brought in from America 25%. Now, if Trump brings up the tariffs as well against Colombia, guess what goes up? Coffee. You know what you don't fuck with? People's coffee. You fuck with people's coffee. That's how you get cut. Okay? You ever messed with someone before they get with their coffee? You ever told someone we don't have coffee and they're a coffee addict? That is dead man walking. Just saying. first person to post and I refuse to unfollow you. You know what's crazy? You're the first person on TikTok on accident, but I refuse to unfollow you. Oh, I appreciate that, John. Johnny Timothy. Appreciate that. What's good, Rich? How's it going? If I ever get a network up, can I get you to try and back it to help e-security? What do you mean e-security? B-secure? Did you have like a typo or something like that? I mean, yeah, we got the Discord for all of that. We can help walk you through basically all that, but around goes that. People can now blame coffee costing more on Trump. My God, they can blame a lot of things. I'm actually really worried about the costs of tinkering and everything because I don't think people realize just how much stuff a lot of tinkerers get that comes from China and Hong Kong. So even if you look at like Pine 64, the alternative to Raspberry Pi, they're out of Hong Kong. Raspberry Pi, a lot of the commands. Let's just pull one of my Raspberry Pis for a second here. Let's pull some of my SBCs and let's just talk about this for a second, all right? This is my Pine 64 over here. Let's see. Is this... Did I screw that down? Yeah, I screwed that down. But let's see. This little guy right here. Pine 64, they sell out of Hong Kong. This would get tariffed, according to Trump. Like, there's not a single SBC in here that pretty much wouldn't get tariffed. Okay, that's another Pine 64. They upgraded that. This is my Raspberry Pi. A lot of these components. Make this in China. You know, I'm wondering where they actually are manufactured. Because I know, what is it, the Raspberry Pi Foundation, if I'm not mistaken, is in the UK. But I don't think the assembly and manufacture is done in the UK. What PC is being produced in the USA? System 76 has their assembly factory in Colorado, but their overall guts are made in China. So System 76, I got one of their laptops right here. They have their factory in, yeah, assembled in the USA. But easily, if we crack this open, we're going to find a lot of components are actually sourced from China. So this laptop, while it is from an American company, is still going to increase in cost. Let's keep that in mind. What do you think about the NAP? The non-aggression principle, is that what you're talking about? I'm a proponent of it. Let's see. I got an Odroid SBC over here. Okay, Odroid might be safe. They're made in Korea. Odroid apparently is manufactured in Korea, so Odroid might be a nice alternative if we start getting tariffed. Granted, I haven't used Odroid in a while because Pine 64 was just such a better buy. This trade's leverage if and only if he gets rid of the income tax. I wouldn't. The problem is, anytime America has historically tried to do tariffs to try to raise income for the United States government, it's backfired. Do you know when the last time we tried doing this whole approach that Donald Trump is doing? The 1930s. What happened in the 1930s? The Great Depression. It was a huge contributing factor. There were several tariff acts, I think. Let's look through this. Stream decks are made in Indiana, but what are the components inside of them? Because they're like, you got to think about like, when you make a computer, you have not only a CPU with, you know, the manufacturing there. You have to worry about the capacitors, the diodes, the resistors, you know, of all different kinds. You have, you know, the heat pipes, the heat sinks, the thermal paste, you know, all the different components in there, the LCDs themselves. So devices themselves may be assembled in the United States. And this is exactly what I was saying about System 76. Because this is assembled in Colorado. This is assembled in Colorado. But yeah. Recently stayed my second playthrough of the Wolfenstein series. Haven't played the latest though. Well, we're gonna play Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, in a little bit because I finished up the New Order earlier. but we're going to talk tech as I do in the beginning and everything. I watch Ferris Bueller. I love how everyone is referring to Ferris Bueller for that entire situation with tariffs and everything. I find that funny, but hey, you do you. If it comes with an educational knowledge and everything. Yeah, the Holly Smoot Act. There was a few other acts and everything, but yeah, ultimately it was not a good time for United States citizens, and I think that we're in here now. Here's the even worse problem. Trump is trying to stick it to China. What happened the last time Trump pulled all this shit? The world buddied up closer to China. Panama even renounced, what is it? Panama even, not renounced. They even started shifting more towards China, where they officially started saying Taiwan is part of China. Like that shifted during, Trump. You saw a lot of people not get favoritism. And what was it? I think it was also the Monroe Doctrine historically has given us issues with South America. Trump is giving us the same issues that we had with the Monroe Doctrine. Was it the Monroe Doctrine? Or am I thinking of something else? Hold on. Let me double check. Monroe Doctrine. Yep. Monroe Doctrine. What do you think about minimum wage? Minimum wage. So, the minimum wage hasn't been raised in the United States for a while. I do think that we do need to pay people better. I do see people say the argument that minimum wage is not a minimum you're supposed to be living on. The reality is that's where a lot of people do have to live on. I do believe that it shouldn't be like something that you can like live frivolously on, but you should at least be able to survive on. That's the reality. Now, the majority of jobs aren't minimum wage. That is true. But when you look at the fact that how low minimum wage is, that's not a great argument to make. I'm just saying the income tax is worse. Well, here's the reality. If we get rid of the income tax, it's not going to be tariffs that offset it. It's going to be property taxes. And if you think home ownership is expensive as hell right now, home ownership will be incredibly expensive if we have property taxes, especially if the U.S. decides to do a federal property tax, because right now property taxes are statewide. Now, I will say this. I'm not a proponent of an income tax. What I would like to see, if anything, is a VAT. I would like to see a value-added tax. You know, the same way that I saw when I was in Europe. Now, the great thing about when you buy products in Europe was when you go to buy your stuff and it says it's like $2, it's $2. The tax is baked in. That's something we should adopt more. The crime is having minimum wage and income tax at the same time. That I agree with. Because you know what's boned? What's really stupid? They take money out of your paycheck. What? I remember when I was working at Staples. Just pissed me off. You barely make enough money to make ends meet, if anything. I was living with my mom at the time. I had no choice. This is like over a decade ago, okay? Bear in mind. But still, it's a decade and a half ago. God, I'm getting old. You would barely have enough money to, make ends meet for what I needed to at least, put my share in and everything. But then you'd look at your paycheck and about 20-30% of your money is going into taxes, and you're sitting here like, I can barely afford this. And then you do your tax, refund and everything, you get the money back. Why take the money out in the first place if you're at that low budget? Not only that, I don't think that we should be doing our own income taxes. The income taxes should be calculated when you do your taxes. Look, the government knows how much we owe. Send me a fucking bill that tells me how much I owe, and we'll figure it out from there. That's it. Anguilla have GST. What's GST? I'm familiar with that. If you don't buy useless stuff like I do, theoretically live off my minimum wage. Well, if you calculate what the requirement is to actually live, minimum wage isn't sustainable. And how would you start curating your own feed instead of relying on a company AI? This is where decentralized social media comes into play. So, when it comes to my feed being curated and all that, Mastodon is kind of a key to that. You've got PeerTude, you've got Lemmy, you've got Loops is coming out, which is a pixel-fed equivalent of that. But, and then Blue Sky uses a little bit of an AI to push things to you, but not in the same way. So yeah, the reality is we have to move away from social media that prioritizes the profit and profit of the content. But ironically, if creators don't make profit, they don't make content. So it's a catch-22. I do know Mark Cuban is pushing for a AT protocol powered what do you call it? Short form video thing. But the honest truth, given everything going on right now, I am looking more towards getting on my long form content with YouTube and everything. YouTube is where I'm starting to do things, because the problem is TikTok has been suppressing my content for a while. People barely see my content. It makes no sense. I have 370 some odd thousand people following me, and people barely see my content. And I had hundreds of people telling me they have been getting unfollowed. I mean, they've been unfollowing me, not because they're doing it, but because some reason they're just coming back and it's like they have to refollow me. Can the USA produce enough food? I've heard that AI is going to be used in food production. The USA doesn't produce enough food right now for itself as a whole, because we have to import a lot of our foods from Mexico and the South America. So even if you look at our fruits and veggies and all that, we get it from the South. We are too globally connected right now as economy to do these isolationist policies that Trump is proposing right now. The reality is, if we go to the grocery store in the United States, a lot of that stuff isn't made in the USA. That's the reality. You have BattleEye, anti-cheat can function via Proton or Fedora. Am I wasting my time? I haven't dealt with BattleEye. What game are you trying to play? But yeah. We don't subsidize fruits or vegetables. We have to get it imported. Yeah, I think we need to really look at how Europe is doing things, because there has to be some explanation why, when I was in Portugal, as well as the other times I've, been to Europe and the short time I lived in Germany and stuff like that, why their products, even with a higher tax, cost less than the same things here in the U.S. That doesn't make sense to me. We're basically a third world country with a Gucci belt. We don't subsidize fruits or vegetables. Oh, yeah, I already said that. What are your thoughts on the Signal Messenger app? Signal is a great app. I actually was making a YouTube video before I got on here. I was in the middle of recording 2 YouTube videos. They'll be coming out. One will be talking about Trump disbanding the Cybersafety Review Board. I did my best to try to put my politics aside in that one and speak purely as a professional that is a bad decision. And then the second video is talking about how just because government may fund a project doesn't mean that project is backdoored. And Signal was specifically what I was going to mention there. So there was a TikTok video that I put out today, because I see you're on TikTok. You can see where I actually do give praises to Signal. I'm a fan of Signal. I use it for a lot of friends and communications. Signal and Matrix are the 2 platforms I recommend and use the most. Yes, I know there's like Threema and Session and all those, but Signal's the most popular one, and it's already hard enough to get people to leave WhatsApp, because the reason why they say they can't leave WhatsApp is everyone is there. So right now, Signal is the second best, and they have a long history of being very, very pro-privacy, pro-security rights. Meredith Whittaker, who runs Signal, is an absolute dynamite boss when it comes to privacy and security, things like that. So yeah, Signal, definitely worth it. The only complaint people could possibly make about Signal is that it is centralized. That's the only weakness of it, but to be fair, they have a lot of security apps and a lot of platforms we're on right now. And if, centralization is, of course, a concern for you, you again have Matrix, and Matrix allows encrypted chat rooms. Matrix is like a Discord but decentralized, and you can host it yourself, and it's federated, so you can have your own Matrix server and then connect to other people's Matrix servers from your Matrix server, and then chat all there, and then have encrypted chat rooms if you want optionally. There's a lot of things you can do with Matrix. What are your thoughts on Javier Milei? Who's that again? 1 second. Oh, Argentina. I'm trying to remember. Who was this schmuck? Why does that name sound familiar? Oh. That's why. No. Just no. Yeah, I had to look into him because I was like, that name sounded familiar. Why did that name sound familiar? And then I looked him up and I'm like, no. Just no. You know, it's really interesting for those of you that aren't aware of my background. If you knew me, if I knew me 10 years ago, old me 10 years ago wouldn't have gotten along, and I'd probably punch myself for my political views. And I can say I can punch myself because it's me. I didn't say I'd punch someone else for different views. I said I'd punch myself. I've heard that someone found an issue with Cloudflare that basically compromises Signal. Well, it's not a Signal issue per se, but more so a CDN issue that went on with things, and it had to do with Cloudflare Teleport and Cloudflare and Signal and Discord. It wasn't just Signal, by the way. It was Discord, too. We're pointing fingers at each other for what was going on. Now, Cloudflare has patched the thing on their end. Signal is, doing their thing, all that. But basically, what it comes down is just pointing to where your closest CDN is and stuff like that. I think it at most gives you a 150-mile resolution of where someone might be. And 150 miles is... That's a pretty good distance. My significant other wants to go out with her ex. Should I worry? Wait, what? Yeah. Exes are exes for a reason. Look, and I'm saying that as a polyamorous person. All right? Exes are exes for a reason. Very rarely is there a good reason to go back out, but it also depends on the situation of what you're discussing with your partner. And if your partner's wanting to go back with your ex and you have the understanding of you want to be exclusive with that person, that's no bueno. That's a red flag on the field. I'm going to call a foul. The closest thing I have to a red flag right now is a Baby Bell cheese wheel cover. I'm going to call a red flag on the foul on the play. I can see Twitch chat. It's going fast, vampire. Sorry, I was like focusing on the problem is like I have the TikTok screen up here, which then gets distracting because then I have this screen over here that, shows me the entire chat. Like, let me show you this so like you all can understand. If I bring this browser over here for a second, I have a chat that merges my TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. So it gets a little bit, a lot. I have to go through this. All right, blah, 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 blah. Okay, where was I? I lost place. Imagine how much we could downsize and lower taxes if we got rid of every department, not explicitly named in the Constitution. Well, the problem is there's a lot of departments that actually do make sense after the fact. Well, like, for example, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. That's not named in the Constitution. I don't want that agency to go away. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. That would go away, basically. Like a lot of that. Now, I will concede a point that there are definitely a lot of waste when it comes to the United States government because there are overlaps there. Like, you have different companies that do different programs that basically fulfill the same goals. I will concede that point, but I wouldn't go back as far as saying just because they're not in the Constitution, they shouldn't exist. You can save a lot of money, but we'd also be doing away with things like, well, Trump wants to do away with it, with the civil rights divisions and things like that. As far as we know it, like, even if you go in the Constitution, like, you want to go back to constitutional times, well, let's look at the military. The Air Force didn't exist. All right. But, all right. I think you should be I wouldn't want to be president, but I'm not gonna lie that I've been hemming and hawing over the idea of should I possibly run for politics, not because I want to, but we need more hackers in Congress to actually tell these dumb fuck boomers, no, the internet is not a series of tubes. No, the internet doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't, and I would be the guy that would be trolling all of them on congressional floor. You know that, right? Problem is, I can't keep my mouth shut. You'd be like seeing me on C-SPAN. You'd be like hearing on C-SPAN, you just randomly hear, motherfucker! And it'd be like, well, that's Chief. Thoughts on Unify? I use Unify switches and access points. Not a big fan of their firewalls. They're okay for, like, you want to, get a basic home network set up or a small office and not have to do much tinkering, but they leave a lot to be desired in the feature sets to protect your networks and all of that stuff. It would be awesome if there's I'm a lineman, so I can get $36.69 an hour in Vermont. Yeah, linemen get paid pretty well. I actually used to be an electrician, so I learned a lot about how you get paid and all that. I stopped being an electrician because, one, I hated a lot of the people on the job site and their attitude, and they're just toxic. 2, I like air conditioning. 3, don't like being on ladders. Just don't like it. What are your thoughts on the rumors of Oracle buying TikTok? This doesn't surprise me. So if you've seen my YouTube video where I was talking about Meta is not buying TikTok, this doesn't surprise me. Oracle is one of the people in the mix. I even heard Mr. Beast was potentially throwing in a bid. But here's the other thing that, people need to understand. It doesn't, there doesn't have to just be one owner of TikTok. From my understanding, the agreement is that they just need to have 50% ownership by American companies, which just means you have that pie, 50%, split across whatever companies. Maybe Oracle gets a chunk of that. Maybe Meta does actually get a chunk of that and get like 2 or 3% or something like that. Maybe Elon Musk does buy a few percent. You don't know what it's going to be like, but right now, everything's rumor, everything's speculation. I wouldn't delve too much into it because you're going to look as foolish as a lot of these people on TikTok right now that keep saying Meta bought TikTok, and they keep finding BS reasons for why they believe that and everything like that. And yeah. We need a Reddit mod purge or just replace them all by. Or here's a thought. We could understand that Reddit is just a community of self-governed, of self-governed communities that can have their own rules. And just like I have my house, I have my rules, you come into my house and say things or do things that are disrespectful that I don't agree with, you start messing things up, I can kick you out. That's their community, that's their rules. You don't like it? Oh well, I'll go somewhere else. In fact, I am for the most part. I'm on Lemmy. I'm on Lemmy more than anything. I actually started playing with that more this week. It's kind of interesting. We can go through it in a little bit. What are your thoughts on the Signal Messenger app? I think we already talked about that. Why don't the USA plant fruit-bearing trees in public spaces like European countries? Because we're fucking idiots. That's the honest truth. We're fucking idiots. We care more about beautiful plants. We care more about beautiful plants than anything instead of useful plants. I'm in the middle of trying to actually have native vegetation take over my yard. Oh, also, homeowner associations are the big problem. Homeowner associations, some of them, don't want you to plant gardens. We need to get back to gardening. We need to actually have effective trees and everything like that. We need to have fruit trees. We need to, have things like that. What is Lemmy? Lemmy is basically Reddit, but decentralized on the activity pub space. We'll talk about it in a sec here. What Trump policies do you agree with? Pretty much none of them, especially knowing his first presidency. There's only one thing so far that I remember I actually agreed with him, was the creation of the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, which he fucking fired his own CISA head because he said, hey, yeah, the 2020 elections were fair and free. So the only thing he did, he basically just shat entirely on. First time you stream, do you think Android phones are better? Let me put it this way. Everything sucks. I use an iPhone. I have an Android. I use an iPhone personally, but that's only because I hate it less than Google. I also have a Pixel 7a with Graphene OS. So let me put it this way. All phones suck as they stand right now. I don't like Google. I don't like Apple. I don't like any of the ways the phones work right now. I just tolerate it right now because we need a phone to live in this current world right now. I want a fucking BlackBerry. I want a BlackBerry back. I miss my BlackBerry. I miss my Crackberry. The little QWERTY keyboard with the little ball. The BBS. No, BBM. BlackBerry Messenger. I miss that. With a little light that would tell you when you got a message. Yeah. Senator, are you Singaporean? What are you saying? Thanks for the sub. I've heard someone found it. Okay, yeah, you talked about the Cloudflare thing. It's not that they compromise Signal. It's that if you download an image and you have your push notifications turned on, it can basically show where your location's at. But Cloudflare patched part of the teleport issue, and then the issue wasn't unique to Signal. It was also in Discord, too. It had to do with the Cloudflare CDNs, but I'm pretty sure it'll get patched. And then if you're really that paranoid, a VPN mitigates it. I'm not normally the one that actually is a proponent of always use VPNs because I have that 40-minute video or so over on YouTube where I talk about VPNs are a little bit overhyped, misunderstood, and not a silver bullet. But this is one of the situations where it could actually help out. But it only shows you in the proximity to the closest CDN, so it's kind of 150 miles it gives you. What were your political views that you'd punch yourself for? So the honest truth is straight up honest. Years ago, I was down the alt-right pipeline in my early 20s. It was a dark time in my life. I had just, so most of my friends had gotten into drugs while I was in school overseas when I went to take a break in Israel for a year. To get in touch with my religion, meet my Palestinian and Israeli relatives and family, which also, that trip is also what turned me from, again, being this dumbass, head-up ass, Israel's always right, F the Palestinians, into understanding their plight as well, because, again, some of my cousins are Palestinian, so I got some insight into how they live and the ways and everything there. So the reality is, and I want a lot of people to understand this too, is people ask how the alt-right pipeline is so effective. A lot of these people are lonely. And you have to understand a lot of the content around this is centered around targeting lonely men that don't have confidence. And uh I don't know how, okay, so like I used to be a big fan of like Milo Yiannopoulos, the gay super Trumpy guy that loved him. Like this is, and we're talking like before Trump was around. Okay? Let me make that very, very clear. This is all prior to Trump. So a lot of the people that are wondering, like, how did all this happen with Trump? A lot of these seeds have been out in the open long before. So, yeah, there was a time when I was going down that way, and I was actually blaming illegal immigrants and shit like that for my life and everything. And it was always the world is the world is at fault. It's not my fault. The world is at fault. It's not my fault. And the honest truth is, I have to thank my grandfather. If it were not for my grandfather pulling me off the ledge saying, "You're not my grandson, snap out of this shit." Basically like that. And, you know, I just was a very toxic person at the time. It caused me to also lose the woman that I was dating at the time that I was really close to getting married, and I messed it up because my head was up my ass, and I was just not in a great place. So, like, libertarian right mean extremely authoritarian right? No. I'm more classical liberal now. Or at least I would say pragmatic libertarian. I would say, yeah, definitely more on the authoritarian side of things. Like, no joke. The old me, when Trump came around, I used to go around calling, libtards, things like that, and, liberal tears, all that kind of, you would, so, like, the thing is, I understand where a lot of these conservatives are coming from, and that's why I'm not too harsh on them, and I try to remember that these are people. A lot of them are very lost. And the honest truth is, on my own, I do this outside of TikTok and everything. I've managed to take people, some of them become friends, from extreme ends, and get them to get back to the point of critical thinking. So it was a very dark place in my life. I was not happy. I am still very upset by what I did, the pain that I caused, and I was definitely a trolling asshole. You know what I mean? But yeah. That was the old me. The old me and the new me, the old me and the current me would not be able to see eye to eye with each other. The old me would have probably gotten into a physical fight with me, over a disagreement after a while, getting pissed off, and then called myself a libtard. That's the honest truth. I don't know what else to tell you. So, okay, back to the chat and everything like that. 150 miles is like an American state. Yeah, totally. Signal's being pushed very hard like NordVPN was on tech channels. See, the thing is, Signal has always been pushed hard, but not in a monetary sense. It's pushed hard by cybersecurity people like me. I love Signal. Meredith Whittaker is an absolute boss babe when it comes to cybersecurity. She is right up there with EFF's Avicide in my book. Signal is a nonprofit, though. They don't get money from our stuff. They are funded off of, people's donations. So while it feels like Signal's being pushed extremely hard, it's only getting pushed hard because the cybersecurity community's already been using it for several years. I've been using Signal since... Goddamn, how old is my Signal account? Is there a way to check how old your Signal account is? I'm curious. Is there a way? My account has to at least be like 5, 6... No! I've been using Signal, I think, close to 10 years now. Yeah! I think I have, because WhatsApp got bought in when? 2016? When was WhatsApp bought? Because that was the thing that made me switch to Signal. WhatsApp bought by Meta. So it was in 2014, 2015. Yeah! I used Signal shortly before Trump was in president. So yeah. Been using Signal for a while. So, but yeah, and also, NordVPN, do not like them. They got caught in an issue, and you can go see my video where I talk about YouTube, on YouTube, where VPN's overhyped, misunderstood, and not a silver bullet. NordVPN got caught in a security issue they did not publicly disclose, and a security researcher had to pressure them to reveal that security disclosure. And the issue was that they were not open and transparent with the security issue they had. So therefore, NordVPN can go suck a lemon for all I care. That may have been like 5 years ago or so, but that's still a hard pill to swallow. How much more expensive do you think 3D tariffs will make 3D printing? Oh, a lot. 1 second. Let me just check something. Hold up. I want to check something for my 3D printer stock. Okay, so let's see. 3DX Tech. Okay, if you buy 3DX Tech, that's made in the USA, so you'll be good. But if you go to Micro Center, which is usually inland, and give me 1 second. Where were you made? You were not made in my dreams. Made in China. So your cheap filaments that are of decent quality, like you go to Micro Center and you buy the inland stuff like I do all the time, this will go up because it's China. So, yeah, a lot of stuff is going to go up in China because a lot of the 3D printer components, like the little parts and pieces you use to repair your printer and all that, a lot of that's made in China. I'm pretty sure if we if we bring out my kit for all of my 3D printer repair spare parts and everything, and actually trace down the manufacturers, you'll find a lot of them are from China. So, like, little heat sinks, things like that, they're going to go up 35% if that's the number he's going by. I don't know, Bamboo being pushed hard, then the company betrayed its morals. Bamboo can go suck a nut for all I care. I've not been a fan of Bamboo for many years. It's not that I don't think that they're bad printers. It was just that I saw this issue coming. I do not like proprietary firmware, and I do not like the idea of proprietary software or proprietary anything in a 3D printing world, because you have to understand the whole idea of intellectual property and proprietary technology is what held back 3D printing for many years, because 3D printing was actually originally started in the 1980s, and that was by Stratasys. We could not have open source 3D printers that could be easily purchased and stuff until about 2009-ish, I believe it was. Yeah, so, that is the issue. And then, like, the intellectual property laws around 3D printer enclosures, just the enclosure of a 3D printer. Like, so all these printers you're buying now that have enclosures built in, just the enclosure, we're talking, put a 3D printer with an enclosure around it, was not allowed to be sold until 2014, 2015, 2016, somewhere around there, when the Stratasys patent also expired. Then it wasn't until about, 2021, 2022, somewhere around that period, that heated enclosure the patent for that from Stratasys also expired. We're waiting for more patents, I don't remember off the top of my head, that is being held back and we can't introduce into the 3D printing community. So that is the same reason why I do not like Bamboo, because Bamboo is introducing proprietary stuff that is going to hold back the rest of the 3D printing industry. If they make a new development, we can't democratize that production. That's the issue that I have with them. So they make great printers. I still recommend like a Bamboo A1 to a lot of beginners, you know, like it's pretty plug and play and things like that. But I am straight up honest with them and say, no, I don't care for it because it's not open source. I am okay with Poly, just not RX. Well, make sure to communicate that extremely well. Bang, I was going to say crazy stuff. This is my stream. I'm the one that says the crazy shit here. I'm kidding. Here, what were you going to say, Vampire? I'm looking into Matrix. Matrix is great. I do have my own Matrix server for those that want to join. Of course, you can always join my Discord server, but you can also join my Matrix server. The link's in the bio for all of those. But yeah. Thoughts on XRP? That's something that just needs to die already. I already sold my XRP years ago and made a killing on it because I bought most of my XRP for like, what, 3 to 5 cents? And then I sold it for about $3. This was years ago. What are your thoughts on the pardons, the Joe pardons? I'm not as concerned with a lot of Joe's pardons as I am more about Trump's pardons. It's like, yeah, every president's gonna pardon. And if you're thinking about the Hunter Biden thing, look, even Vladimir Putin said he's human. He's human. Can you agree with it? You don't have to. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand it. But the thing I don't understand is the January 6th pardons. That is inexcusable altogether. The pardon of Ross Ulbricht, that's where I sit on a fence really hard. It's like, on one hand, yeah, he's been in prison for 11 years. On the other hand, he did, try to put hits out on people. I don't have issues with the Silk Road thing. More so the hits thing. How to deal with bald spots. Okay, so what you do there is you get a razor. You just shave everything off. Step 2, stick it in a bowling ball machine, and now you're a crystal ball, and anyone looks at your head, you're a crystal ball. You can just, show them their future. Freedom Association, probably a better solution. Yep. I'd vote for you to force the companies to give us fiber. Give us fiber or give us death. Give the man some Metamucil already. He seems like he's backed up. If Meta gets a part of it, delete your TikTok accounts. I probably would. It wouldn't be an immediate, kill off. It would be a stagger out. So, because TikTok is my largest account, I would basically just be like, yo, I am on YouTube. I am on Twitch, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Discord, Matrix. Y'all better start following me, because 1 month later, if I find out Meta starts acquiring part of it, bye, Felicia. Fine until someone ban you because you commented on another subreddit. Okay. Again, freedom of association. And honestly, what are you doing on Reddit that gets you banned from one subreddit because of what you posted on another one? That's one of those moments where you got to start thinking about, was this a me fuck up thing? I have never had an issue in a Reddit community. And I have been on Reddit for years. And again, saying this is a guy that used to be down the alt-right pipeline a decade ago or so. Which makes me really wonder about all of you people that are like, you know, these Reddit mods are banning me all left and right. What the fuck are you doing? I want y'all to sit back and think about that. This is one of those moments where you need to start thinking about, did I fuck up here? Just think about that. Okay, so what is Lemmy? So let me show you what Lemmy is. So I have a Lemmy account. So what this is Reddit, but decentralized. So I happen to have my homed account on infosec.pub, and this is Lemmy. Now, just because I'm on infosec.pub doesn't mean I only see things on infosec.pub. As you can see, here's lemmy.world. Here is, you know, gregtech.eu. You've got, like, all these different communities here. Or we can just, like, let's see. Okay, so this is coming through the feed of everything. So yeah, it's just like Reddit, but decentralized. On the Fediverse. And you can actually see Lemmy posts from your Mastodon and vice versa, potentially. So it's very, very useful to find news sources and things like that. And I'm starting to use this more than Reddit. I'm trying to shift into social platforms that I can own. So that's where I'm at. Patiently waiting for SteamOS to come out to install in my GPD Win Mini and finally start the move with Linux. You don't have to wait for SteamOS for that, just saying. There's so many Linux distributions out there. You don't have to wait for SteamOS. Have you tried to use a Solana phone? Oh my god, that thing looked like shit. The Solana phone is just an Android phone that they added a crypto wallet to. Is bullshit. Fuck that phone. Seriously, y'all crypto bros will just fall for just about any kind of bullshit out there. It ain't anything fancy. Get yourself a damn wallet. Well, actually, not this wallet. I'm moving away from that. Get yourself a damn wallet. I'm moving away from my ledger. We're going to Trezor. Why? Because I like the fact that I could make my own Trezor too. I 3D printed my own Trezor wallet like months ago on a Raspberry Pi Zero. I wanted to prove the concept. What do you think about Reason News? I think Reason News is pretty good. I haven't really read their stuff lately, but I was reading them for years. I used to get their physical magazine for my bathroom and stuff years ago and everything like that. I never really stopped liking them. I just kind of stopped going to a lot of different news sources for many years and then just kind of needed to... This required therapy when I was going through the whole thing, especially after my grandfather passed, but just kind of like getting away from a lot of political bullshit and everything. So for those of you that don't know, I didn't just have a cybersecurity background. I did also study political science and everything. That's why I know a little bit too much about this shit. How do you feel about current cars tracking? It's bullshit. I don't like car tracking. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that also the European cars are the big reason why we still have the System Signal 7 exploits because of the the cars in Europe are still using 2G and 3G modems, and we still have issues worldwide because of 2G and 3G leftover exploits that are called System Signal 7, where they basically take over the roaming system, and we can't get that issue patched until 2G and 3G dies because my understanding is that 4G and 5G have this issue patched. Maybe 4G doesn't. I know 5G does. Anyway. Day. People often vote against their own interests. Totally that. We were jumping around. You're a better place now. I assume so with the pragmatic libertarians, the support for the NAP. In Australia, we had conservative government, but U.S. and $1 trillion of debt. Well, the U.S. just keeps spending on a bunch of shit. We need to rein our military back in. Our military is a good chunk of our spending, but it's not by any means the majority of it. And this is what a lot of people really get confused by, is the reality is we're going to have to raise taxes. And I'm not saying on us. We do need to adopt what Europe and China does, which is that the top tier pays more in taxes. Look, I've made this argument many times. I myself haven't seen the need for me to have more than $10 million in net assets to be able to live off for the rest of my life. I could maybe justify 30 or 40 at tops. Once you get past the, 50, what the hell are you going to do with that money? Yeah, sure, private jets are going to run you what? Anywhere from 20, 30, somewhere around there. But you can lease that out and pay it out over 10, 15 years. So the honest truth is, you don't need much. As much as these people have. The fucking truth is, Elon Musk has the wealth, for example, to be able to take care of the veteran problem in the United States with the resources they need, or the food and housing situation. He has enough money to take care of that thing. But instead, we're dealing with fuckhead over here buying social media companies and turning them to trash. Do you do hardware as well? On phone repairs specifically? I used to do phone repairs and all of that. I don't do it as much, but yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. I actually used to do iPhone repairs early on when I was trying to figure my way out before I got into full-on IT managed service provider and then turned into cybersecurity after that. How long ago? iPhone 4? iPhone 5? So a minute. Do you know CPRST? No, I don't do that, unfortunately. Ever played Star Sector? No, I have not. Castaway, the 3TF, you mean the conservative government, 700,000 compensation? What? What are y'all talking about? Can I ask you a recommendation on something? Yes. So do you all message your friends and family through Signal? Most of my friends and family talk to me on Signal. There's a couple that do iMessage just because they're older and they have iPhones. Yeah. Micro Center. Already seen a lot of products I've been stocking 7 months ago being the same price. Now already $50 extra, which means we'll go up more. Yeah, and here's the thing that people need to understand too. Just because a tariff says, hey, we're going to increase the product by 25%, doesn't mean the costs are going to go proportionally 25%. Vendors like to often take advantage of the situation and round it up a few more dollars to make a few more dollars in profit. If an outside force tells a company that you need to raise your price, the company won't just raise the price proportionally, it'll raise it even more. How did I get the majority of my following, if you don't mind asking? 300. Cybersecurity, tech, random shenanigans, not taking myself too seriously. I did a lot of 3D printing and tinkering of different technologies. I would educate people on cybersecurity and everything. And it's only within the past year and a half. TikTok's been, suppressing some of my content, except for when I go to DEF CON and stuff. I don't get it, which is why I've kind of been shifting more to YouTube and Twitch on things. Time to melt down bottles and turn them into filaments then. Yep. You can definitely do that. This bottle right here, you could easily turn into filament. It wouldn't be PETG, it would just be PET, but it's basically the same. PETG is just more chemically stable. And it's interesting to do it. It's not that complex. All you really have to do is shred this up into, a long, piece of plastic. Then you can get a heated nozzle from a 3D printer, feed it through. Just have it at the thickness of what you need your filament to come out. So 1.75 millimeters is the average one that feeds in, if I recall. And then you wind that up in a spool. There's so many different DIY machines out there showing how to actually do this. It's really great. So it is a solution. The question, though, is the initial pellets for the PET to create the plastic bottles are probably going to increase in price, because I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it's sourced from China. Do you think things will even out with the tariffs once the TSMC plant opens? No. The problem, the wild card with the tariffs and the stability for goods prices at this point isn't necessarily the economy, it is Donald Trump, because markets are reactive. You have to understand commodities, things like that, they are psychological. So that's the issue. Can you show the black and yellow Prusa Mark 3S? I could, but I don't have the camera with me to show it, but it's right there. I'll show it eventually. I gotta do some maintenance with it. I've just been trying to get back in my proper headspace and cleaning my house, and it's been a slow process. I'm almost done cleaning, and then I have to spend a day doing the maintenance on both of my 3D printers, changing the belts, and declogging one of the 3D printers. I also probably want to grease the bearings, maybe. We'll see. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch, Himahashi. Thank you for that. Never confirmed if it was Ross that put the hits out. The DPR admin had cut off. I don't see what the second message is. How did I get into cybersecurity? So I walked into a dark alley, and there was this guy that just said, "Hey, you want to get in cybersecurity?" No, I'm just kidding. It's just been a long process of tinkering with lots of different technology and finding my way and stumbling around. And then, I've always been doing like IT computer work and stuff like that. And, just doing different things. And then what happened was I was working for an IT managed service provider for several years, doing regular computer work, Active Directory, networks installs, things like that. And I like doing the vulnerability checks, the antivirus, the networking hardenings, the firewall installs, configurations, and all that. And that's how it's been. Technically, I've been in the field for 10 years, but I've been a cybersecurity engineer full-time for 2 years. But I did get my CISSP, so I did qualify for that. So I have the experience. Time to prove it. Or at least I've had the time to prove it. Linux gang. Multiple people with access to it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to prove that, but it's one of those, like, yeah, that's why I said I'm on the fence. I got on finasteride 26, now 36. My two brothers started to bald end of 20s. I still got all my hair. I could try spironolactone. Yeah, I'm on finasteride as well for my hair. I have a hope that one day I can actually go and get some hair plugs or something. So that's why I keep taking it, so that I can keep my roots. I should have taken it sooner, but yeah. Metaverse, let's go. Meant force them to give you fiber optic, and they don't use fine until they do. Yep. Have you gotten away from Reddit yet? I've been loving Lemmy. I've been loving Lemmy too. I finally got into Lemmy this week. I'm kicking myself because I didn't do it sooner, because I've been the guy talking about Fediverse to every one of my friends, and why I wasn't on it sooner, I do knew. But yeah, loving it. I just need to find good communities to start following on. Right now, I'm just in like some cybersecurity communities and a couple other things, so nothing major on that. I need to get deeper into it, but I was never really well, I used to be a heavy Reddit person. Now I'm not as much of a Reddit person. Well, the Reddit style, if that makes sense. I know. Okay, let's see. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. You can see Lemmy from Mastodon, but only some, and allow a lot of the images posts are gone. Yeah, because the formatting of the actual posts are totally different. I had a Chimera, but ended up reinstalling Windows for some reason. Don't remember now. Ooh. I've been wanting to host my own Lemmy instance, but SDF has just been so good. Well, also the issue is, like, I run my own Mastodon server, and I know how chonky that boy is because I got popular. Well, decently popular. I got like 2,600 followers or something like that. I have to have a beefy server so I don't crash my own server. And to be federated to like several thousand servers and everything, I just didn't want to go through that again. So I joined infosec.pub. Maybe down the road I'll make my own account, but probably not. I work with crypto bros at Roke. It's unbelievable how gullible they are. Oh my god, yeah, I've messed with a lot of crypto bros over the years. It's funny. I don't like Solana. I mean, I didn't like it as well, but that's where a lot of the different things are. I'm probably going to be messing with Solana because I was going to look at doing an AI trade bot that basically what I was going to do was I was going to monitor some whale accounts, just put some Solana in, and just have it trade based on some whale accounts that have been pretty successful, so I can at least make money on theirs passively from other things. But what I'll probably end up doing for most of my crypto is I was actually looking at returning into lending. So I was going to go to Aave with Ethereum on USDC and lend it out and get like 12% versus 4.1% at Coinbase. That's a whole other thing, though. I haven't heard of it yet. What's it called? What were you talking about, Jake? Matrix? Maybe? Something like that? I am, sorry, I'm catching up on all the chat right now. Any reason I'm unable to install 32-bit libs on Fedora 41? There shouldn't be a reason. You're supposed to do the IA32 libs or something like that. I'm not that familiar with Fedora and how they do things, but you should be able to install compatibility libraries. But if you're on 64-bit OS, you need 64-bit stuff, but there are 32-bit compatibility libraries. What's the next big update in Linux you're excited for this year? HDR and Wayland, Wine, 10.0. Probably moving to Wayland. I'm still on Pop OS 2204. I want to move to Cosmic. I think that'll be great. Cosmic, I think, is going to be a huge lift for Pop OS because it's written in Rust. GNOME, unfortunately, has kind of been losing their way, and the GNOME Foundation's kind of unhinged, which I can see why System 76 moved away. But yeah. For those wondering where the comments are coming from, I'm simulcast to YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So I have comments from all three merged into one window over here. So I'm getting to everyone here. I'm not ignoring y'all. I just I went on a tangent earlier and I got to catch up on all the comments. Is degree important to get job in cybersecurity field? No, Koi. So, it is not important to get a degree in the field. I actually don't have a degree. Well, technically I do, but my school completely shut down due to defrauding the United States government. ITT, for those of you wondering. I fell asleep through those classes, but I knew my shit before I went to class. It was more one of those, I thought I needed the degree just like a lot of other people, but I had a network system administration degree. I learned basically nothing in school. All the knowledge I've had is in the field. I don't even put it in my resume anymore. iPhone 4 through X. No, I kind of stopped around the 4 or 5 because that's when I got let go from a computer repair shop. They just didn't have enough business at the time. So I just switched gears because I was like, I need to do something different. I need to do something more challenging. I don't have any important documents on a PC, just games primarily. Would you recommend I run RAID? No. There's really no reason to set up RAID in most people's computers because RAID is more for redundancy unless you're doing crackhead raids like 0, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, RAID is really only good for a continuity system. I don't really recommend most people going about doing it, especially with the speeds of NVMe these days. And for those people that are like combining NVMEs to RAID 0 them, it's not even worth it. You're not going to notice all that much difference in your load times and all that. Yes, and RAID's not a backup. How'd you get, okay, are you from the UK? No. Was pressed as well, and I thought I was the only one getting penalized. I slowed posting. Yeah. Turn your water bottle into a plastic functional gear. Well, you can turn it into a spool of filament, so you can actually 3D print it into anything, like this little 3D printed fidget toy I play with often. Or, this case that I made for this here. Or, this case that I made for this little Trezor wallet I made. Or, this case that I made for my little, ADSB to track planes. I still love this badge, by the way. The one I got from DEF CON. So yeah, you can do a lot with 3D printing. Oh, score! I found my other fidget toy. Pikachu fidget spinner. Woo! Y'all aren't here for tech, y'all are here for my ADHD. You are my victims. 5, okay. Then the guy opened his coat and pulled out Linux learning for RAID 5. Okay, so when you come to RAID, there's different RAID levels. So you have RAID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and, well, 10 is a nested RAID. You have nested RAIDs. Well, the reality is, you're only going to come across in your business 0, 1, 5, 6, and then nested levels, like 10, 50, 51, 2, 3, and 4 are crackhead raids, as I call them. Anyway, so RAID 0 is splitting your data across multiple disks, so it's like twice as fast, but twice as likely to lose your data, because if one of those disks drops out, all data is gone. It's striped across both disks. RAID 1 is a mirroring of disks. So if one disk dies, the other one takes over, and then you just have to replace the one disk, and then it will rebuild it. So it's a continuity system. That's what RAID really stands for. Redundant Array of Inexpensive Disks. You know, so that's what RAID stands for. And then 5 is a minimum of 3, striping across the 3 with parity data on all. So one disk can actually drop out of their RAID array, and it could still come along, but it has a huge penalty in case that for that RAID to be rebuilt. And you can also add a hot swap in, so you could have a RAID 5 with a hot swap disk. RAID 6 is a little bit more robust, and if I recall, that's a minimum of 4, maybe 3 disks. Haven't done 6 too much. Then you have the nested RAIDs, which is merely a combination. So RAID 10 is a combination of 1 and 0. You also have 0, 1. So RAID 10 is basically you have 2 arrays that are, nested. And what that means is like, so you have 4 disks minimum on a 10, and 2 disks are in a RAID 1 or a RAID 0. I forget what the ordering is. But either way, you have 2 disks paired up, and then they are paired up on top. So these 2 disks are striped across each other. So if one of these disks in either array drops, if one disk drops out, then the other one picks up. I get confused with this. It's been a while since I've done this kind of thing where I've had to do the math on it. But needless to say, it's a combination of RAID 1 and 0. And then you have RAID 50, which is a combination of 5 and 0. You can also have 51, which is a combination of 5 and 1. It's just a combination of nesting arrays. What's the average salary for cybersecurity? It depends on the position you're in and the length of time and experience you're in, as well as geographically where you are located. So, for example, if I took my position and I probably pushed it to the West Coast, I probably could push close to 160 to 200K for my position, but since I'm in the Midwest, I make 100K. And that's with a little bit of seniority. Now, I've talked to some people that start out in the field, and they make anywhere from 50 to 70. It depends on the position you're in. Again, geographically based and all that. All right, let's see. How could I go about troubleshooting battle line not functioning? LSR6 on Navarro GNOME. I would look up the game itself and then just start Googling people trying to get it working on Linux. Proton, was it SteamDB? SteamDB.org, I believe it is. Should be able to run you through it. That's a database of a lot of people that try to get games working on Steam. And they tell you the ratings of the different games. Have you done a Raspberry Pi build? In what regard, Hans? I haven't really, I've done a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff. I've gotten rid of most of my Raspberry Pis in my rack, and they're kind of in my drawer, because I moved a few of my things to the cloud, and yeah. Grade 5 is a chance of data recovery. In addition, you get, increase the speed. Well, you get an increase of speed on reading, but not so much writing. Keep that in mind. Join the furry and LGBT groups, chief. No! Look, my feed is already gay enough on TikTok. I don't need any more of that. Not that I'm opposed, I'm bisexual. I just... One can only take so many firemen. Phrasing! It's Mark Gauthier from B-Sky. Hey, Productions, nice to see ya. How could I go about troubleshooting? Okay, I already answered that. I have the same idea before we can work together on that one. I want to finish Blue Scroll. Oh, cool. I'll have to play with that. I've been wanting to play with the Blue Sky, AT Protocol hosted short form video apps because I feel like TikTok is just on borrowed time in multiple ways. Even if the platform does continue existing, I don't see my content getting pushed out that often anymore. And that's a little bit upsetting. Opinions on KDE Plasma. I mean, it's a thing. It's not my cup of tea. It looks pretty. I like it. But I just don't care for it on a day-to-day basis. See you later, 123 phone doctor. I'll see you around. Let me see. Follow you. All right. I gotta say, I like your Linux content. I discovered you thanks to TikTok. Well, I appreciate it, Himahashi. I will definitely be having a lot more Linux content over on YouTube because I feel like that's a better place for me to actually devote my time to a lot of the content. Because a lot of the content that I have, I want to go into a deeper dive, and I want to be able to give better understandings for everybody as to why I do things and give examples and everything, and I just don't feel like editing on TikTok is worth the time as much. So yeah, we will definitely be doing a lot of things on Twitch and everything, and in a little bit we'll be switching gears like a half hour or so because we gotta be killing some Nazis over on Wolfenstein. Currently in learning and trying to move my thing to Linux. It's great. And we also do have the Discord server if you do want to join that, as well as the Matrix server too. If you do want to pal around with a bunch of people that do like Linux too, that'll be more than glad to help you. My Discord server has been doing some ample growth. We are at a little over 900 people in there now. So it's a nice little community. And every Saturday night, we also do a movie night. This past weekend was The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin, 1940s movie. And then, can I post the Blue Scroll Alpha once ready to your Discord? Absolutely! We love open source and tinkering projects and all that. That's what the Discord's for. Knowledge share. Think of it as an ISAC, an information sharing. What the fuck does an ISAC stand for? I use that acronym all the time at work. ISAC. Cybersecurity. Information Sharing and Analysis Center. There we go. Yeah, I'd be really curious to see what you're doing, and I think a lot of people would, because we got quite a few people in my Discord that use Blue Sky. So over in my Blue Sky, we obviously advocate for Mastodon, Blue Sky. We have our own channel that just dedicated to Fediverse and Blue Sky stuff. That's interesting. I like your combination of doing video and images and stuff like that, because that's how TikTok works. TikTok isn't exclusive to video. It also has images and text posts and stuff like that. So I like that approach. I like the fact that AT Protocol allows for everyone to develop a way that they want. Same thing with ActivityPub and stuff like that. So I will be really interested with that. I want to do like X, Instagram, and TikTok all together. That'd be interesting. I would like to see more AT Protocol capabilities for a lot of things, especially as they flesh out the back end of the infrastructure, because the AT Protocol has a strong capability to potentially displace a lot of the social media as we know it, and also reformulate the creator market as we know it. I can foresee a situation, because a lot of people were talking to me about this offline, about what do we see the advertising potential on Blue Sky being, and I said advertising in the traditional way of you post a post and then you boost it into Twitter and stuff is going to go away. What I think we're going to be seeing is more of a influencer economy around that, where brands are going to become personalities. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to have people actually, like, think Wendy's. You know how Wendy's has that Twitter account and everyone loves the Wendy's snark? Yeah, that would be the way I would see it going for a lot of brands. It's no longer going to be the sterile, sanitized post that a company is going to have. It's going to be that brand is going to have a personality, or they're going to hire personalities to push their, products. That's where I see it's going to be going. And where I'm actually pulling a lot of this idea from is my time on Xiaohongshu. So on Rednote, they're doing a lot of this. The Chinese economy is really interesting in how they promote products and all that. Yes, they do have a combination of like traditional advertising, but a lot of it is dependent upon the influencers out there to get the product in front of the people. ActivityPub advertisement, blocked domain, blocked. Yeah, I can see that happening. But that's why I think you're going to be leaning more on the personality aspects of things. It's going to be, I think, an overall benefit to content creators like me and to a lot of people out there, because they're going to have influencers and people that they could potentially hold accountable to and, find trustworthy faces. Of course, you're going to find people that are going to shill everything under the sun. That goes without saying. But, yeah. I lost track of my chat. One sec. Catching up. What are your thoughts on Windows? It breaks too easily, especially when you throw apples and penguins at them. I'm not particularly a fan of Windows. It gives me job security, but I use Windows at work. I have a Windows Enterprise box right here that's running the stream, only because I have to use it for a couple of tools that I do for my streaming and a couple of things I need to tinker with. But overall, I'm a Linux guy. I do my gaming on Linux. We'll be doing Wolfenstein on Linux here in a little bit. How to secure public-facing API on DMZ. I don't really do too much in the way of API security and everything, but I think a lot of it would more so have to be dealing with IPS and IDS. So being able to make sure your API is not doing anything stupid, for one. You would definitely need the pen tester to make sure it's not doing anything stupid and not giving information out more than it should. But you'll probably need some kind of throttling as well as, IDS, IPS to make sure people aren't doing anything dumb with it. I'm not too familiar on that side of cybersecurity. I do more of the platforms and things like that. So a lot of it's vuln management these days, and dealing with CrowdStrike, dealing with Zscaler, dealing with Tenable, dealing with the SIMs, and now we're building with the SOAR, the System Information and Event Monitoring, and Scalable Orchestrated Automated Response. So yeah. I do a little bit of identity and access management in my home lab and stuff, but not really at work. I actually found out that a few former employees were still in some systems, and I had to go over to GRC and say, hey, I know that it was kind of a iffy situation with them, but these accounts still exist and they still have active access. What do we do? So I had to do that, and I kicked off a whole IAM investigation. I caused them to kick off an IAM investigation to see what's going on with the policy or something like that. Trying Ubuntu, Nobara, and probably Arch. I use Pop OS. Try Pop OS. I like Pop OS. You might like it, Himahashi. I love Blue Sky. So do I, Cody. Put Ubuntu on my Surface tablet, been having fun with it. When I had a Surface Pro 3, I put Ubuntu on it as well, because Ubuntu is actually pretty good for touchscreens. Funniest thing was when I went to the Microsoft store and I had to get a repair on that, a physical repair, and I got into an argument with them because they said, well, we can't service this because it doesn't have Windows. And I said, well, having Windows on it has nothing to do with the fact that it has a cracked screen. They fixed it, but fuck Microsoft. Okay, so, back-end ideas. We could even do live, and I know how. Ooh. So, back-end ideas, that would be interesting. So, if you could do something like an Owncast on Blue Sky, where we could actually post to Blue Sky and be live, similar to what Muskie Boy is doing over on Twitter, that could be a very, very powerful thing. Especially if I can bring chat into here with Social Stream Ninja. That'd be great. I use this app called Social Stream Ninja that merges all 3 chats in. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah. Announcing you're live in your AT protocol profile. How do you feel about modern phones having AI installed and it surveils you 24/7? I hate it. I hate it. This is the bad place. This is the bad place. I have an iPhone 15. I have a Samsung S23. They don't have AI on them. Same with my Pixel 7a with Graphene OS. Eventually, I'm going to be buying a phone that has AI capabilities built in. I'm going to turn that off day 0. No. No. Because the issue with it is, I want you to think about this. Say you're doing an end-to-end encrypted application. Now you've shared everything that you're doing in a sensitive chat with the AI that can snitch on you. Because that thing is recording your phone all the time so it can tell things. I don't like it. I don't like AI inside of a phone. It's one of those things that doesn't make sense to me. The only reason we should be adding AI into a computer that you can use is if we somehow bring the episode of Futurama where Fry gets his Lucy Liu bot girlfriend, put the AI into there, so that way we can get some of these lonely fuckers, some action finally, One of those real doll kind of things. It's just brought up the whole, idea of what happens if you could make a whole army of sentient sex bots to just, attack people as, foreign agents or something. That'd be, I don't know, I'm just going crazy. That's like a Ghost in the Shell plot line when they, body swapped with the geishas. Oh well. Random thought. Anyway, moving on. How far ahead is China compared to the USA? Very. Very. So I have Xiaohongshu on my phone right now. There was oh wait, no, I have this video on my YouTube. I can show you this. So on if you looked at my YouTube, there was the video I was talking about the TikTok ban and everything there. There was a couple videos I brought in from Xiaohongshu. And let me find it. We're gonna get to that part. Alright. Meta conspiracy. Oracle makes more sense. This felt unnecessary. Little Red Book. Alright, let's see. Can I find this one part? There we go. Alright, so this was a quick example. Now I sped up their video. This is showing the Xiaomi car. To that reality. we were seeing cars that were a lot cheaper and better than. Y'all can hear the audio, right? Talking about you could get a full car for $20K. You got cars in there that had projectors with screens from Xiaomi, zero gravity seats, and you know all that stuff. Way better than Tesla. Look at that. Look at that car. I think it was like 50, 60K. No wonder they're putting 100% tariff on Chinese. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's got a beverage cooler in there. It's got a beverage cooler. It's got a projector. It's got, you know, zero gravity seats where you can like take the front seat and like, you know, fold it back. Like it's even got sensors built in. We in the American market can't. Look at this. Look at this. Drop the phone in. Zero gravity seats pulled up. And then drop the projector screen. Shoot the screen up. Now you're watching straight off your phone in the car. Sunscreen. Look at that. Look at that. That car is 50, 60K. 50, 60K for that car. That same car in the US would probably cost us 200K. This is like a shit I was only expecting in a Rolls Royce. China is very, very ahead in the EV market. That is explicitly why Joe Biden, I think it was Biden. Yeah, Biden put 100% tariff on US-Chinese EV imports. Because the reality is, that is one of the only ways American EVs can compete. We can't compete in price. We can't compete in technology. And I hate to break it to a lot of the Tesla fans, they're not that great of a car. You literally have an EV car that is relying on cameras, and only cameras. From my understanding, Elon cheaped out, and he's like, no, we don't want sensors or anything like that. We're going to rely on cameras. You know what the enemy of a camera is? Dirt. So the reality is, yeah, China is so far ahead of where we are in terms of many different technologies. Now, where they aren't ahead in is cybersecurity. Being on Xiaohongshu and chatting with some of these people, it's interesting to see that they are actually behind to the point that they're still relying on SMS MFA for MFA, if at all. Whereas in the US, we're moving on from that. Plus, a lot of these people don't understand a lot of the basic concepts around cybersecurity and things like that. But to be fair, they've been very privileged by the fact that most people have the misconception that China's poor. So they don't go after anyone there. Now, granted, the average overall Chinese person probably doesn't have all that much money compared to the average American person in terms of what they could take because, you know, retirement funds, things like that, all the things they scam for. But still, it's interesting. We don't want sensors because how can they see things that my eyes can't see? But the reality is, in order for Tesla to be successful, they would have to compete against the cars in China. Now, after being in Portugal, when I got driven around on Uber and all these BYDs, I fell in love with BYD. It cost less than a Tesla, and it was way better. But yeah. So, with that being said, yeah, totally. They're ahead. Wait, did my TikTok chat just like idle out on this app? Hold on. Okay, there we go. iPhone or Android, they both suck. I hate, let me put it this way. I hate Apple less than Google. I didn't say I like Apple more than Google. I said I hate Apple less than Google. That makes sense? They both suck. Finally had an interview that I feel went really, really well. How should I follow up? You talking about a general follow-up? Thank you for your time. You know, do something like thank you for your time. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I look forward to hopefully having an opportunity to work with you. That kind of thing. You can do a little bit better. Look, ChatGPT can even spruce it up a little bit better for you if you really want. But more or less that kind of thing. Just at least do that kind of follow-up with your manager or whoever you interviewed with or something like that. It's a nice thing to do, at least. Okay, thanks for the suggestion. I'm using Ubuntu. What the hell is Ubuntu? Is that Ubuntu with a waifu? Is it? No. Did you mean Ubuntu? That had to be a maddening argument to have with them. Like I'm going to move my main PC to a distro that allows me to game on Linux anything I want, and on my other PC I would probably go with Ubuntu server desktop for a local network. Nice. And they cannot remotely turn it on. AI, no. Apple at least actually does respect not having things turned on. I've been tempted to try using Proxmox for the server thingy, though my secondary PC is a potato from 2014 mini PC. It's a start. If it's 2014, it should at least have the shit. What is that instruction set? There is an Intel instruction set for virtualization, VTD and VTX. Yeah. It should have that, because Intel's been doing that since the early Core i days? Yeah. So it should do that. If you can at least get your toe in the water. You've got my vote for president. Thanks. But I doubt I'd want to run for president. The problem is, I would be the guy... Can you imagine that? Hey, Chief, live streaming through the White House. Hey, what's up? Hey, we gotta talk about this. Fuck you! You know? That'd be me! Although I'd probably be one of the few people that could probably get along with different people in the different aisles, except Marjorie Taylor Greene. I would troll her so hard. I would walk in with my Jewish Space Laser t-shirt and shit like that. I have a Jewish Space Laser t-shirt, just so you all know. You know, saying that I'm part of the Jewish Space Laser Corps. In the secret Space Laser Corps. Or Mazel Tov. You know, like, I have that. Oh, I would totally be the guy trolling everyone in Congress. Like, I swear to God, if I see QR codes in Congress, I'm the guy that's going to be switching them up and rickrolling people. Yeah. We do need more hackers in Congress. I will say that. And Thomas Massey is barely passable. Barely. Not because he's not smart in terms of tech, but he's a schmuck in other things. Although, I was a Rand Paul supporter at one point, too. I just don't like how a lot of them are kowtowing to Trump so much, when a lot of these people were, like, so ardently, like, we're, you know, conservative libertarian. Stand on your morals, bitch. That's the part that upsets me with a lot of these people. They turn on their own beliefs so damn fast just to fall lockstep in line with a bunch of these schmucks. And I ain't got time for bullshit. Lindos. Oh my God, I forgot about Lindos! Do y'all remember about Lindos? That was a whole lawsuit. Okay, so those of you that don't know, Lindos was actually a distribution of Linux that got sued by Microsoft. If I remember the story correctly. Yeah. Linspire. It's called Linspire, but they used to be called Lindos. And, I remember this. They were trying to make it compatible with, you know, Windows and everything. But yeah, I remember Microsoft sued Lindos, claiming the name Lindos constituted infringement of the Windows trademark. Yeah, Microsoft. I remember that. I remember that thing too. Yeah, Fireside Talks. My Fireside Talks. Could you imagine that? Portuguese wine in the middle of my Fireside Talks. Excuse me, nation, while I pour this bottle to deal with all your bullshit. Like, chugs one glass in front. All right, now we're ready to do this shit. I'm using Network Academy by Cisco to learn BASIC or Linux and network. Is there anything else? Well, there's so much. A lot of it's going to come down to home labbing and tinkering with different ideas. That's why I always recommend people to spin up a pfSense firewall in their home, read the manual for a lot of that stuff to learn a lot of the concepts, and build it up. Here's the reality. Don't focus so much on Cisco. Focus on network concepts. Because the reality is that's what's going to matter more. Because when you go into your cybersecurity career, you're going to realize, or IT career, you're going to realize Cisco's not the only game in town. You've got Aruba, Palo Alto, Juniper. I'm probably forgetting a few. In China, they tell me apparently Huawei and Xiaomi have stuff. Didn't even know about that. Well, I know about the Huawei thing, but not the Xiaomi thing. The Discord server is definitely helpful for a lot of people that want to tinker. I definitely recommend the YouTube video that I put out a little over a couple months ago, I believe it was, which was that, do you need college or college or a boot camp to get into IT or cybersecurity? Because I put a ton of information in there. If you are in the middle of, school or anything like that, then I would honestly recommend, internships are a huge part. But yeah, that video is going to have a lot of information for you, because I tell you about how I started from my background on being an electrician and all of that stuff. I prefer doors to windows. Yep. How much money is involved to be a presidential candidate to potentially win? Billions. I'm not even joking. I think it's that much. How average cost of a U.S. presidential campaign. Cost of election by Open Secrets. According to Open Secrets, these are the costs. Fuck off. This past election was reported to be $5.5 billion for the presidency. Last election was $7.7 billion, and 2016 was $3.1 billion. We need to really cut out a lot of money in politics, and the honest truth is, I don't think we should be allowing campaigning until, maybe the 6 months prior to the actual election. The rest of the world does their elections in merely a few weeks. It makes no sense. But it feels like as soon as the election is over, they immediately shift back into, campaign mode. It makes no sense. Yeah, I remember it, and people are using light Linux and passing it off as Windows 11 debloated. Really? I was using it to learn the basics. I just want to make sure I cover my bases. Yeah. Network Academy will help you with those kind of things, but I learned from the pfSense manual and firewall and doing things like that. You want to do CompTIA? CompTIA is okay as a basic thing. The honest truth is, more people look to ISC2, the ISC squared organization. So they have some cyber certs over there too that are worthwhile getting into. I mean, you can do your Network Plus, Security Plus, and all that from CompTIA, no problem, okay? But this is what you want to build up to. You got a bunch of different certificates out there. So I got my CISSP. I'm thinking of going for my CCSP next. You can go for this, the CC, the entry-level cybersecurity one. Now, to get the CISSP and CCSP that I'm also going to be working on, you need at least 5 years of field experience. 4 if you have had a 4-year degree. I'm starting to like 10-inch racks. Phrasing. 10-inch racks. Bet you like 10-inch racks. No, they actually look really nice. I eventually want to do a 10-inch rack, but I got my regular standard 15U rack in my network rack. Bro knows what he likes. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Huawei routers or thingies they do. Yeah. Yeah, it's Huawei. Yeah, I don't know if that's spelled right, but I know what you meant. So I tried Sintra.ai. It seems like ChatGPT, but you train the bots and they can actually do some advanced stuff, but you have to train them. Oh yeah, wasn't there the whole like new AI DeepSeek that China embarrassed the hell out of the US with? Deep AI. What was it? The not Deep AI. Open source AI. What was it called? DeepSeek. So this is why I've been saying that China is a little bit ahead of the US. Because this DeepSeek R1 matches OpenAI's O1, their new general AI, at 98% lower cost. Like, that is ridiculous. And it's a free open source AI model. So the question I have, where do I play with it? That's one thing I've been wanting to play with. DeepSeek R1 671B. What was this? God damn it, didn't mean to click. At home on consumer hardware. Getting close to open source O1 on consumer hardware with MLX distributed. Okay. That's on an M2 Ultra. I guess that's the Mac stuff. So yeah. This guy's been doing AGI. But yeah, that's DeepSeek. And it's beating ChatGPT. So where do I get the DeepSeek? Okay, so DeepSeek, is it in GitHub? Or no? God damn it. I hate when they do this and they freaking don't work with dark mode. Okay, this concerns me. Get the DeepSeek app. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna scan a fucking random QR code and just put that shit. I don't like that. I don't like how people use QR codes too much. But anyway, let's see this. Bear with me. Set this up. Iceland uses Huawei hardware. Yeah. That does not surprise me. A lot of the world is using Chinese hardware. The US is the only one that's really banned it outright. And the reality is, as I tell people, is this is what it honestly feels like to me with China. China is our enemy because America is making them our enemy. When they could be an ally, or at least we could be on decent terms with them. I feel like we're kind of getting to a world where we're so interconnected. We don't need a lot of the animosity and the bullshit fighting that we've been having for many years. And I'm tired of it. Think about it. We're still dealing with China and Russia. Why? Cold War scare. That's the same main reason we have the animosity towards them. And a lot of the, like, animosity Russia and China seems to have towards us is because we keep just being the US. If we embrace full-on proper globalism, make trade, not war, we wouldn't need as much military. And what's interesting is, You have a lot of the U.S. military that's really only justified. And we say we need it to become the world police. Why do we need to be the world police? Because we want to enforce our own views? It doesn't make sense. And it's not sustainable to have the military at the level that we do. It's not. Anyway, what should we ask this? Let's see. Let me see. Do we really need military in today's age? Or is it just to force old ideals of power? Okay, that's actually going really fast. Let's see what it came out with. The need for military in today's age is a complex and debated topic influenced by geopolitical, economic, and social factors. Here are some key points to consider. National security and defense. It's actually nice. That's pretty quick. National security defense. Threats exist despite advancements in diplomacy and international cooperation. Threats such as terrorism, cyber attacks, and regional conflicts persist. The military serves as a deterrent and a means of defense against these threats. Nations can view a military as essential to protecting their sovereignty and territorial integrity. Global power dynamics, balance of power. Military strength can influence global power dynamics. Countries with strong militaries often have more leverage to international negotiations that can shape global policies. Alliances. Military alliances like NATO rely on member states maintaining capable armed forces to ensure collective security. Humanitarian disaster relief. Crisis response. Militaries often play a crucial role in disaster relief, humanitarian aid, and emergency response both domestically and internationally. Military forces are frequently deployed in UN peacekeeping missions to stabilize conflict zones and protect civilians. Okay, yeah. That's kind of interesting. It comes out with this. Let me see. When is your training date cutoff? My knowledge cutoff is July 2024. Plus, I can also access current info through the internet. I'll do my best to help you with accurate info. What's the state of Twitter, currently known as X, given all the recent news, especially since Elon Musk's salute and how likely is it for both Tesla and Twitter to be hit hard because of it? Now that's what I'm curious about. So this is going off of July. I hear Russia wants peace. Russia wants peace on their terms. Everyone wants peace on their terms. I don't think everyone wants a perpetual state of war. Oh, Windows 12 scam. Wait, we're on Windows 12? Oh, you can hit the sources button? What sources button? Can you redo that last question? with up-to-date information from the internet. I haven't played with this. This is the first time, so it'll be interesting. Oh, what desktop environment do I use? Currently using the Pop! OS GNOME one. I like the Mac-like layout because I came from Mac. All right, let's see what it's saying. User base and engagement. X currently has 600 million, 11 million monthly active users, making it the 12th most popular social media platform globally. However, this represents a 15% decline from its peak, attributed to Musk's rebranding and controversial policy changes. Daily active users stand at 245 million, which with significant drops in key markets like the U.S., where daily users fell by 8.4% in October 2024. The platform has seen a steady exodus of users, particularly after the 2024 election, with many migrating to many alternatives like Blue Sky and Mastodon. X generated 744 million revenue in the first half of 2024, as significant drop from previous years. For comparison, Twitter's revenue in 2023 was 3.4 billion, down from 4. Wow! That's a drop. Musk has admitted that X is barely breaking even with stagnant user growth and unimpressive revenue. The platform faces over $1 billion in annual interest payments on the debt Musk incurred to acquire it. Advertisers have pulled back due to concerns, content moderation, and Musk's polarizing behavior. Under Musk's leadership has relaxed. Yeah, this is interesting. This worked a lot better than ChatGPT did. So, like, instead of nations having a United Nation, Plains Nation, like Halo. Wait, what? What laws need to be made for crypto to be banks to be safe? It's not really a law thing. The laws that need to change in terms of cryptocurrency is we need to stop treating it like it's an asset. See, the issue with cryptocurrency is every time I use cryptocurrency. So, for example, if I use cryptocurrency and I buy something with it, that's technically a taxable event. It's the same way as stocks. Anytime I sell it, I have to have a tax on it. And that is an impediment to the use as cryptocurrency. Some of us actually use our Bitcoin as payments. My website I have for my little blog, which I need to post more things on, I will be honest, I paid for that in Bitcoin. My hosting for Mastodon, I paid for that in Bitcoin. There's a few other things I pay in Bitcoin, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a whole deal. That's what needs to be done more so. It's not that banks need to have access to it or things like that. The idea of cryptocurrency was to not require a bank. You have to understand the advent of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin originally, was as a response to the banking crisis of 2009, that whole financial crisis. That was the issue. Because we had banks making risky loans and everything like that, and they were failing, and they got to bet money with our money, and then we got effed. That whole thing. Subprime mortgages, they were going, it was bad. I mean, like, look at it this way. Banks right now, a lot of banks are suffering because of the Elon Musk loan to Twitter. There's a lot of bankers that lost their bonuses and stuff like that, apparently, or didn't get as much of a bonus, and people were let go. But I mean, like, oh, banker didn't get his bonus. I don't care, but yeah, you get the point. They want to get rid of FDIC. Yeah, I know they want to get rid of FDIC, but that's going to be incredibly hard to get rid of FDIC because that came out of FDR. That's a congressional thing, and it's going to be next to impossible Oh, yeah, I know they're trying to go up the CFPB too, and I love the CFPB because they're the reason why I got to mess with PayPal so much. PayPal screwed me over several times. I went to the CFPA. It was CFPB. CFPB raked them over the coals. CFPB raked Chase over the coals for me too. You need mechanisms to hold these things accountable. And why do they want to go up the CFPB? Well, Elon Musk wants this whole financial app. Yeah, we don't touch FDIC. We don't touch CFPB. Those things need to stay because those are actually a benefit for the people. The entire USA against China with tariffs to protect Elon's Tesla sale. Do you mean, are you asking me if the entire USA is against it? Most of the USA is against tariffs. The only people that are for tariffs don't understand how tariffs work. There is a large amount of people in America that are really dumb when it comes to politics that don't understand a tariff is a tax on its own citizens. They don't seem to understand that we can't tax people in other countries. Because remember the whole idea of American Revolution was taxation without representation. We can't do that. They can't do that. So we can only tax things coming in. So a lot of us are against it. Those of us that have a brain, the only people that are really for tariffs don't really understand how they work. And I've had this conversation with so many people. Yes, Linux Army. Gotta scroll up on the purple app. Yeah, it's great and free. The DeepSeek thing, yeah, it's great. I'm gonna have to play with it some more. Because I may move that over for my ChatGPT chats, because ChatGPT is what I've been using to make my little post for Xiaohongshu, as well as my little Discord announcements and things like that. I am curious about plugging this into the API, because eventually what I want to do is I'm going to play with getting a bot in my Twitch chat that will randomly answer things using ChatGPT tokens. But, yeah, I got to figure that out. I saw another content creator use it. It should be great. Hey, thank you for the follow, XR34V34. I don't know how to say that, but thank you for the follow. It's not great. What's great? What's not great? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you think at one point, instead of having nations, we might have the names of our countries, but consider Earth as one, like Earth being a human planet, no need for nationalities? That's the ideal. I don't believe in borders. Borders are an artificial construct that actually hinder a lot of people and basically are just catering to people that need to have a dick measuring contest. Borders don't really serve much of a purpose other than drawing lines on a map. At the end of the day, we're all humans. I believe that all people should be able to cross borders. I don't even understand the whole idea of citizenship and, you know, things like... I'm not saying like I'm a sovereign citizen or anything. I'm not that crazy. I'm just saying that I understand where they come from. Because I don't really understand why I have to get paperwork from my country to let me go to Mexico or Canada, or why I can't just hop onto a plane and do my thing over there. I think borders cause a lot of issues. Like, it's just this weird thing. I think it's this holdover from, you know, many, many years ago. I hope that eventually science can catch up to the point in humanity where we can evolve past a lot of these archaic ideas of nation and state and country and just understand that we are people of the world. That may be a crazy idea for me. It may be an idealistic thing, but I think it is, in essence, ironically, the thing that a lot of people that believe in God don't understand. I find it very counterintuitive that you have all these, like, Christian, I'm going to put that in quotes, Christian people supporting Donald Trump with this ultra nationalistic, patriotic view of, things, when in reality, most religion doesn't really advocate for anything but a kingdom under God. And if that's the entire world, then why do we believe in these borders with man-made kings that believe that they are more superior to God? And I'm not by any means shunning anyone who's an atheist. Look, I believe in, atheists can, be really great people, and atheists can go to heaven too, and you don't have to be an atheist you don't have to believe in God to go to heaven or anything like that. That's the Jewish belief, but then again, that's me. The Jewish world. But I don't understand a lot of the reasons the way the world works. I understand the mechanisms for how the world works, but I don't understand the reasons why we keep a lot of these systems in place. It's just, if we got rid of borders, if we got rid of the idea of a country, and instead of focusing on what the state is as just being a state of mind, because that's all it is, a state of mind. The state in a country is nothing but something that you believe is a state in your mind. And that is something that I think a lot of us have to get over. But I don't think a lot of people, not just Americans, are evolved enough to grow past the concept there. I'm an Earth atheist, but I believe outside Earth is a higher power. I'm sorry. That just sounded weird to me. I get what you're saying there, but that's funny as hell. But to the point also, in many ways, I do think religion creates a lot more problems, but I think that it's not necessarily that religion in and of itself creates problem. It's the what's up, Just Dev? It's the toxic poisoning of the belief of religion to control and manipulate the thinking and actions of what others do. It's something that's been historically done. It's been done in every religion. I think religion at its core can be a benefit for people, but I don't think it's a requirement for people, and I can think that it can also be a detriment. But then again, that's the same thing, but let's put it this way. If most Christians, if everyone who proclaimed to be a Christian read the Bible as it stands and lived by the Bible as it stands to love your neighbor and all the teachings Jesus had, we wouldn't have the issues we have in this world. But the fact of the matter is we do, where Jesus is a black Jewish anchor baby, and they are trying to kick out all the illegal immigrants and go after black people and all this stuff, and you have racism and all this other weird shit. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. That's my little rant there. You know what? Let's all just become Jedis. We're just going to enforce the religion of being Jedi, okay? Or, no. Wait. No. We're not going to go after a fictitious religion there. Although many people would say they are. We're going to go after dudism. How many of you have seen the Big Lebowski? We are going to embrace dudism. And for those of you that do not know, I am actually an ordained priest from the Church of the Latter-day Dude. I am not even fucking joking. I did that as a joke. But legally speaking, I am an ordained minister. If somebody wants to get married, it'll be from a dudist priest from the Church of the Latter-day Dude. And if you think I'm joking, let me show you this. I will grab it. Just to remind me next stream. I will grab it. I will have to censor it a little bit, but I have my card. I have my card. I have my documents and everything that I am an ordained minister of the Dudist Church. And for those of you that are wondering, it's only a few bucks. What did Frosty do? Now a verse from our collective tale in Chief Geek 3D's chat. The vibes are mixed. Globalism debates and tech tricks. Windows 12 scams. A link to click. While swagged and tips are the stream elements picks, Earth is one, a thought to ponder. Financial tips that make us wander. High prices, blame Trump, they say with thunder. And in this digital realm, tech is the wonder. What the fuck? Did it just make a poem? Did my bot make a fucking poem off of what people were talking about in chat? And you know what I'm more shocked about? This is one of the very few times that's not railing on Just Dev. I don't know what it is. Yeah, Just Dev knows what I'm talking about. Dev knows exactly what I'm talking about. Where that bot, for some reason, has a hard-on to go after Dev. It is the absolute hilarious thing. What's this? I got a stupid, crazy discount to use Cintra.ai, like basically free, so I gave it a shot. I wanted to scrape a website to get weather and atmospheric details for a specific location every week to tell me if I will be doing astrophotography that week. If I wasn't able to do it, and instead recommended I do the task manually or scripted, I called BS, so I asked for help from their help techs, and they were able to get the data no problem. So I copied their prompt, and when I told them, they told me, oh yeah, I have been using it for large language models and programming the last 3 months, so my bot knows more than yours. Basically, try harder. I can believe that. Wasn't Jeebus from the Middle East, thus he wouldn't be white, but instead of fair tan? Yes. Jesus would have had an olive complexion. And if there's any fucking Christian that gets pissed off about that, go fly to fucking Israel and see how many white people are there. Because all those white people, they didn't come from Israel. I'm gonna tell you. Show me your card. Finally the bot. Oh yeah. Eggs are $5.99, medium 12-pack, $8.99, large 12, and other packs $13.99. Oh, God, eggs are going up. So I just paid $9 for 2 dozen eggs over at Costco. So the other interesting thing when I was at Costco, I don't know if they had just needed to cycle out the supply, but there was only like a few dozen packs of the organic free-range eggs there. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how there are grocery stores that have no eggs. So maybe Trump was right. He was going to bring down the price of eggs. Because if you don't buy eggs and you pay nothing because there's no eggs, you now have no lowered your cost on eggs. 2-liter Pepsi is $4.99. God damn! You know what this just made me realize? If he goes after Europe, that's going to fuck my San Pellegrino and my Gerolsteiner water. Because y'all know I like my sparkling water. Because this is from Germany. I like my German water. I like my Italian water. Oh, by the way, I got suckered into buying a water cooler. So I was at Costco, and I got one of those water coolers coming. It's going to be delivered. And I got a water delivery service with spring water. So I'm gonna be all fancy. I've mainly got it because I got tired of filtering the water for the dogs, and I think they need a little bit better quality water. So I'm like, I can get enough water for me and the dogs. Yeah, I'll show you the machine when I get it. It'll be here like next week. Yeah, I'll drop a picture in the Discord. Yeah, Kara, I'll tell you about it. They had it at Costco, but you don't need to be a member of Costco to sign up with it. Costco just gave me, I think, my first month free of deliveries or something like that. But it worked out to like $6 per month for the machine rental itself. And the reason why I wanted to rent the machine was those machines cost like a little bit of money, a couple $100 to get the water cooler with heater and everything like that. And if it breaks, they warranty it as long as you're paying for, you know, the everything. And then the water bottles are $9 for 5-gallon bottles. You pay for a $5 deposit, and then they deliver it right to you. So I paid, I think, $50 for the initial payment, and then I will see what it looks like. It's initially set for a 2-week delivery, but you can just skip every delivery. So just lie to them, tell your local water guy, well, I can, yeah, I can figure that out. But I mean, I was just like, I wanted to do something better because I got tired of buying Ice Mountain, like 24 packs of water bottles, which they're fine, don't get me wrong. But I like to use them more when I'm on the go rather than when I'm in the house. Because I don't like drinking filtered water because it pulls all the minerals out of the water. And purely filtered water isn't good for you, contrary to a lot of popular belief. Because you ever notice when you get thirsty if you keep drinking filtered water? It's because there's no minerals in there. So all the minerals are being pulled out of your body. So you kind of feel like thirsty. You need the electrolytes, exactly. Which is why I like my Gerolsteiner. That's when I'm feeling my fancy water. And then I have, San Pellegrino as my daily water. And I could easily drink at least one of these bottles a day. Generally, I'll drink 2 to 3. So that's why I want to get the water cooler, because this shit can, electrolytes help you can help headaches go away. Electrolytes, it's what the plants crave. You know, it's funny you say that, because water that has minerals is better for plants. But yeah, I get the joke. We're gonna vote for President Camacho. They only need to go, they're all from England, and they need to go back to the world, would be better. Wait, what? I missed something there. Tools.com. They're all from England, and they all need to go back to the world, would be better that... What do you mean, vampire? I'm a little lost there. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break for a second. I have to pee, and then we're gonna switch up and do some Wolfenstein, because given everything that's happened this past week, killing some Nazis seems appropriate. So, give me 2 minutes, be right back, and we can still talk tech and everything. Y'all are more than welcome to talk in the chat and everything like that, and I'll answer your questions. It's just, we gotta kill them Nazis. Right. Be right back. There's gonna be an ad break. You're not missing anything. I just gotta go pee. All right, and we are back. All right, let's get the game loaded up. It's launching. I think we'll do Wolfenstein 2 if it launches. I haven't played it in a minute. I last played this in April 27th of 2023. Wow. The bathroom's around the corner. All right. We're here for one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis. Me, the computer room, Chief peed on the floor, you. Bro, what do you think I do? I just get these glass bottles and I reuse them? I wash my hands. Like, it takes me like 5 seconds to walk to the bathroom. GI Robot. Who's GI Robot?
It's agony to dream like this and wake up to reality. Fergus Reed, one of the...
Oh, GI Robot kills Nazis.
Hey, you're tough as they come, you know. Jesus Christ. Hey, doggy! Catch!
I'm coding the app while listening to your live since the beginning. I will update with the video on Blue Sky. Oh, nice! Did you check their IDs?
It's nearer to us now than he's been in years. We eliminate the general.
See a swastika, shoot a Nazi. That's it, you know?
Help me make a choice. Is Luke to the one you would have me dissect?
Thought I'd seen it all, but I've never seen true cruelty.
I haven't played this game in a couple of years, and I don't think I fully played this game through. Because, last Hanukkah, we did Wolfenstein New Order. I did play this one through. It was just several years ago.
I think I see someone. Her name is Anya. She takes good care of me.
It's 1960. The USA, they surrendered 12 years ago when Nazi...
You know what I'm still trying to do is get Wolfenstein 2009 working, because that's abandonware. And it's a little bit difficult getting it working on Linux because, it's still asking me for a CD.
BJ Blazkowicz.
Caroline, you're alive.
If you call shitting in a bag living, they think the war is over, that we are weak, don't have the guts to oppose them. But as always, they are wrong.
Set. Ross, according to official records, has been detained and sent off to a forced labor.
Alright, let's skip this in. It's asking me for a mount point for the CD. It's just asking me for a CD, but the issue is because it's a Windows game, I couldn't really mount it properly. So, I haven't gotten around to, like, figuring out how to get it working on Linux appropriately.
Look everywhere!
Your father won't be home tonight. Business over in Dallas.
Oh, my boy. He hurt you so bad.
Just rest and heal. I have soup.
Oh, yeah. Let me update the Twitch category.
Go on, Captain, make a choice for me. So stubborn, Captain Blazkowicz. Is it good?
Anya, what is it? I see him. Caroline, this way. William.
Oh, yeah, I had to pick the, Fergus thing.
Did you think we would just
Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, done. There we go.
That's not good.
Get him in the helicopter.
It should be updated now. I am running Pop! OS Linux.
To have finished the work I was put on this earth to do.
Well, I know how to mount the ISO. That's not an issue. I've tried doing that. It's the issue of, getting it going, the Proton to get it reading it right to, like, know that there's a CD in there, and trying to get the no CD, executable working. What distribution are you running? It's Pop! OS. Yeah, it's Debian based. I stay clear of GI Robot. My family has German and US.
At the gates again.
Oh, German and us. Oh.
Come on
The only German in me is Jewish. So.
Let me show you something, Billy. My father told me if I ever had a son, I should give this to him. It is an engagement ring. It has been with our family for 8 generations. Can you imagine that, Billy?
Hmm.
It's what they call an heirloom. When you meet someone special, you will place this ring on her finger. It is worth a lot, this ring.
Shit. Must be 100 damn degrees outside.
Do not tell your father about this ring. He will take it.
Hey.
He does not know about it. You know how he is.
Sophia!
Mother, am I acquitted? Was I righteous and just?
Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
Is the awe of heaven?
I just started the Wolfenstein 2. I haven't played this in 2 years, and I don't think I've had a full playthrough. Over Hanukkah, we played Wolfenstein, The New Order.
I'm going to hell.
Pull, Bombate. I'll have to cut most of his intestines out.
Whatever it takes, then, please.
Stay with us, Blazkowicz. You fight through this, and I promise you everything will be all right.
Kinderlach, bring me anyone for to give blood, now! And I listen up. You fucking too. Run everyone up and line up over here by the sick bay. Fucking on your box. Marty, yeah. Yes.
A little bit of an intense intro, huh?
Stay down, keep quiet. He's coming.
Sophia, he in there? Sophia, out of my way!
He does not deserve this. You know he does not.
Don't bullshit me. I saw him with her.
He's young. He likes her. He does not know better.
He knows goddamn well not to spend time with some dirty little nigger girl.
Ooh, damn.
I will not let you hurt my son. Not anymore.
You have no idea what it's like to suffer like I do. Oh, Sophia, every day I'm out there busting my ass, tooth and nail.
With the hard R, too.
Earnings left and right, humiliating myself just to keep the business alive. I saw them two together, Sophia, getting sweet with each other under the poplar tree. This cannot happen!
So his dad beat him up because
Too hard,
Blazkowicz
too damn
didn't,
long to lose my
wasn't prejudiced.
reputation 'cause my boy is sweet on some nigger.
We cannot live like this. I cook. I clean. I tend to the stables, to the field. You are not the only one struggling, Rick. You should have shut down the business when my father told you to. You are behind in everything. 10 months behind in utility. All the money my father invested, you have lost.
You are playing with fire, Sophia. What are you doing? I am not the man you want to mouth off to.
And you are not the man I married. I married a man who would never let his family go hungry. So help me. I will not let you hurt my son.
You shut your damn mouth, or shut it for you. What is it with you damn Jews? Have all the answers, do you?
Oh,
Smart-mouth
Blazkowicz is Jewish.
I married you, I figured your father'd be an asset. But you just a damn millstone, sticking your nose into my business instead of handling your own. If you can't raise a boy right, I'll do it for you.
Get away!
You ungrateful bitch!
Oh, damn.
Hiding in the closet. Make me sick to look at you. Oh, you have fucked up now, boy.
See you later, vampire. Thanks for hanging out.
Breathing, Blazkowicz. Recover your strength. Big plans are in motion. The tides are turning. The Kreisau circle is rising. I will need you by my side when we make our move.
Can you feel the kicking?
Oh, and she's pregnant now.
Bessie, dinner time. Yeah. Yeah, good girl. Yes, Bessie, you such a good girl. You ain't going nowhere. Whimper all you want. In life, you got to make hard decisions. And sometimes, you got to punish the animals out there. It's kill or be killed. The old and the weak are doomed. All manners of scum and sickly minds and dirty bodies and cockroaches doing everything in their power to rob the white man of what he's earned. It's on us to straighten out the queer. It's on you. Finger on the trigger. That's right. Now, shoot her. You are so feeble, just like your mother.
Just remember, my boy. It will end better than it began.
A little bit of an intense beginning.
Is that me? Was that me? The old and the weak are doomed.
It's you. Take this. They're looking for you. Oh, shit! Here they come.
This is our U-boat now, Nazi. You ain't getting it back.
So I'm in a wheelchair. Basically, Stephen Hawking in assault mode right now. Okay, come on. This gun's a little bit different than what we used in the last Wolfenstein. A little weird to navigate. Game came those memes about the wheelchair operator from Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, okay.
Hang on, Anya. I'm on my way.
Like, seriously, there's an operator that is in a wheelchair. Wait, what? Seriously? At least this U-boat is handicap accessible. She controls 2 robot shells, really? That's an interesting, I'll have to look at that. I don't really do Rainbow Six all that much. I've never really played Rainbow Six, to be honest.
Stop! Blaskovich! Freeze! Do not move a muscle until I say it's okay, alright? Alright? Don't even cast wind. Microwave.
Scopos. Interesting.
Wait. Wait. Okay, now, come to me. Be careful, the floor is very wet. Means the system is working. Come. Come.
And there's Set Roth.
Quick, 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 quick. Ah, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is a new piece of crack. Now, Mr. Blaskovich, I'm very happy to see you awake. Not so happy to see you out of bed.
Where is she?
Last time I saw her, she was with Caroline defending the cell platform elevator.
Then point me in that direction, Seth.
Ingrid, you know how long you've been in bed? 5
I
months.
love how casual he is. 1, 2, 3. Avita's thing, if he's fresh.
Understand? Your kidneys are failing. You might have difficulties to urinate, to use your schmeckhole, to do many
No
other
time
things.
for this. Just tell me.
Frau Engel, she's been hunting for you. She's been moving heaven and earth, and today she found you. Nazis breached the U-boat. Many wounded, many dead. I was separated from the others.
I have to go.
No, Hackman is Demchanik. I told you no.
Seth, help me find the sail platform elevator.
You are such an action. You are such an action. Now, there are many Nazis between here and the sail platform elevator, but I set several traps. I didn't have the time to activate them, but look at this. This is a map to show you where the traps are. Put them to good use for the verkackte Faschisten. Okay, be careful. Try not to get killed if you don't mind. Off you.
Frau Engel, you're hunting me.
Alright.
That backwards lady.
So we finally get to kill the Frau. It's so hard to maneuver in this compared to like when I'm used to.
Keep everyone alive till I get there.
Whee! Somehow I don't think he would smoothly go down the elevator like people think he would. Okay, we're maxed out on ammo. Am I supposed to go up here? All right. Okay, we're maxed out on ammo. Let's keep moving. Where do we need to go now? Get that armor. Oh, I see. Stay dead, motherfucker. There we go. Some armor. Is there one behind? Yup. Knew it. Oh, that's a fire extinguisher. I was like, why is it going red there? Pop your fucking head again. Okay, we're in the torpedo bay.
Back in the saddle, old man. Ignore the pain. Find a way to reverse the belt and get up to the sail platform elevator.
All right.
All right. Belt reversed. Up we go.
Let's go back up. And what does this lever do? Alright, platform elevator. Going up.
Get off, buddy! William, are you all right? William, I prayed for you to wake up.
Hey, Bedrock, how's it going, buddy?
I'm a burden.
Don't be stupid. Okay.
It's going fine. We were just hanging out, talking tack and cyber like usual. And then, of course, given the week we had, we needed to go kill some Nazis.
You've gotten so fat.
Because we're having twins.
Not now, kinderlijk. If we survive, you'll have enough time for schmutzerei. Now, let's get you outside. Onto the deck. Onto the deck.
Hold on, William.
You shoot good, Max! Smile!
All right, another glass of wine. Oi.
Noch so ein böser Junge mit einer Waffe? Loslassen! Loslassen! Sigrun, warum atmest du so schwer?
Ich weiß nicht, Mutter.
Ah, das weißt du nicht? Dieter, abführen zum Verhör!
Ja, Mutter.
Oh, she's got a daughter.
Nicht gemacht und deinen Weg nicht eingehalten.
That evil woman spawned.
Ich habe gestern ein kleines Stück Kuchen gegessen, nur ein ganz
Du
kleines.
dumme Kuh! Du bist eine Schande für deine Rasse! Und für deine Familie!
Das werden die Leute sagen.
Wenn du in eine Klinik
Oh, they say when you're sent to work the fat off at the health facility, the daughter of a general. Jesus.
Schande. Los, Waffe herhalten! Ist nicht mal eine Backpfanne wert.
Jesus.
Er ist da oben. Da bin ich mir sicher. Alle Marsch nach drinnen!
Ja, Mutter. Los rein, Männer.
Stock ihn raus. Megafon. I'm addressing the terrorist and murderer, William
Oh, we're the terrorists.
Blasco,
Right.
also known as Tobin. I'm willing to spare the life of every one of you vessel if you surrender.
How about you surrender?
Come alone.
Looks like I got called out.
Don't go in there, William.
Oh, they have our people.
She trapped our vessel, Anishka. What can we do? You're right here. We'll have to somehow release our U-boat once you're out there.
I can't lose you. You're weak, William. You're in no shape to fight.
I'll find a way.
You going to run us over with your little wheelchair?
How's Miser? Oh, they got a flying ship.
Da ist er ja. Gut. Runter mit der Rüstung. What a funny sight. The mastermind crawling around in her own filth. Oh, Moscovich, you're awake.
What's left of me? I came for you. How you holding up, Caroline?
Don't know how she found us. I fucked up somehow. She tracked us down. I fucked everything up.
You think you're a hero, William Joseph Blaskovich? Zieh den hoch, den Krüppel! Let me tell you, you're not.
Having to use Snap because Pop OS shop lagged. Yeah, the Pop OS shop does lag very often.
Filthy dregs festering in the ghetto. But once they see you, this will change. I shall put you on international television. Look, everybody. Is this how a hero looks like? A crippled wretch of a man peeing in a
Just get me closer to that suit.
Oh. Zieh sie am Kragen. Bow your head.
Don't be silly. The resistance does not bow.
Mm.
Mutter! Sigrun! Sei still! Ich arbeite!
Ich dachte, du würdest sie freilassen.
Mm.
Aber das tue ich doch. Ich befreie ihren Kopf von ihren Schultern.
Aber du hast gesagt, dass
Hab
du
ich
sie
dir das gesagt? Du machst deine Leibesübungen.
Jesus.
Auf den Zucker. Und was haben meine Männer in deinem Zimmer gefunden, als ich durchsucht habe?
You're gonna cause that daughter of yours to flip out and kick your ass.
Abzusehen von den kranken Sachen, die du in dein Tagebuch geschrieben hast. Du willst sie befreien? Gut. Nimm! Nimm! Mach schon. Befrei ihren Kopf von ihren Schultern.
Du hast mein Tagebuch gelesen.
Lenk nicht ab! Köpfe sie! Oder du kannst dich auf was gefasst machen.
Mm.
Los! Los, los! Los, 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 los!
Don't do it, girl!
Sag zu!
Ich kann nicht, Mutter.
Mach schon!
Nein, ich kann das nicht.
Ein Tagebuch. Mit Perversion. Und verräterischen Worten voll.
Mm.
Das kannst du. Einige davon waren sogar auf Englisch. Seite für Seite ergießt sich dein widerwärtiger Geist. Du aufgehst wie eine dicke, fette Seekuh. Verstehst du nicht, in was für eine Lage du mich bringst? Ich bin verpflichtet, das zu melden.
Du hattest kein Recht, es zu lesen.
Caroline Becker, leader of the Chryso Circle.
Mm.
Criminal mastermind.
Never give up, Blaskovich. Never give in to these people.
I think not. I think you're just another.
Oi.
Jesus Christ! Fuck me!
I can't wait to kill you. I can't wait to kill you.
Look at this. Oh, strange. One moment she was here, and now she's gone. Were these eyes ever filled with a lover's gaze? See them? Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hm?
Das ist nicht komisch.
Jesus, she's sick.
Willst du auch ein Küsschen, wie du es in deinem Tagebuch geschrieben hast? Auf deine dicken, fetten Wangen? Oder vielleicht lieber hier unten, hä? Zwing mich nicht. Zwischen dir und meiner Überzeugung zu wählen.
Mm.
Du wirst verlieren. Bringt ihn
This
her.
is so like fucked up.
Also an old friend of yours?
I think this version of Wolfenstein's even more fucked up than the New Order. There you go.
You right, Blasco? I've been better. I think I got the blood stop now.
Give me one good reason not to blow your brains out right fucking now.
Real slow, like, a little disoriented on account of the blood loss.
I can help you. I can give you information. Military secrets.
I'm programming an app with DeepSeek. Oh, nice. Let me know how that goes.
Also, the escape pod's over there. I know the
UpOS Discord blaming GNOME.
How do we release our U-boat?
For what? Oh. Well, GNOME has been really crappy, which is a big reason why we're moving to, Cosmic, because it's built on Rust.
You open that door. All right, Blasco. Head on in there. Locate the controller bay and release our U-boat.
I'm sorry about you.
Shut up, Blas.
Oh. Space to jump and while in the midair. Okay.
Fergus. Gotta respect a guy who can lose his arm and soldier on like it's nothing.
Need a tool to open the hatch.
Lot
There you
of
go.
things you can do with a hatchet. And a Nazi.
Changing the environment. Yeah, it'll be interesting because I need to see if I'm going to have to reinstall 2404 from scratch or if I'm going to just be able to update in place. That'll be the curious thing to figure out. Look at that. Got your legs. Got your nose.
Caroline, you copy? Before you go upstairs, please watch over our people while I get this done.
All right, let's go through the ducts. Okay, we got signal.
Like they taught us back in boot camp. Take out the commanders first.
Hallo! Kommandant Mannheimer! Hören Sie mich!
All right, we got some Enigma codes. Okay, gotta do some Proxima extinction. Hope you have a good rest of the stream. See you later, Himahashi. Thanks for joining. Happy hacking, buddy.
Odin. Automated security system.
All right, where are we going now? Okay, we got grenades. Got rounds. Okay, let's crawl through the ducts some more. Okay. Got some more ammo.
That tank looks explosive.
All right, let's see. What do we need? Use grenade to destroy the tank. Okay, so what is the button for a grenade? Throw a grenade. It's an F, not a G. All right.
Got myself a new exit.
I am using Pop! OS Linux for my gaming. Oh shit, I didn't realize they dropped bombs. Can I download this Linux distribution on Windows? Yeah. Go to system76.com. Look at the Pop! OS line. Yeah. Oh yeah, gaming on Linux is absolutely smooth. Like, the only issues I've had with gaming is, really just kernel level anti-cheat, because, you know, they want kernel level access, but if a game's got kernel level anti-cheat, I really don't want it. And my specs aren't that high, I'm only using a 3070. Oh, shit. Come on, big boy. I know you want to come. Okay, where do we need to go? Use an iPhone? Yeah, I use an iPhone. I also have Android. There we go, you Nazi commander bastard.
Caroline, I'm hurting. Will you lend me your wings? That's it. Controller bay.
There we go. Alright, run back, grab that rifle, because I know I dropped some... Yep, dropped some ammo. Here we go. Oh, this is the Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. I should probably put the top left. Are you some kind of expert in cybersecurity or information security or programming? Yep, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. I have a certified information security systems professional certificate. CISSP requires you to have at least 5 years of experience in the field before you're even eligible for it. 4 years if you have a 4-year degree. But yeah, I'm a cybersecurity expert. Most of my focus is educating on cybersecurity, gaming on Linux, and open source technologies. Talk a lot about it in my Discord with my community, and I work on YouTube content as well. talking about cybersecurity. I actually recorded 2 videos earlier today.
You did it! Okay, come on. We have to submerge quickly.
But yeah, cybersecurity is my actual profession. How easy is it to hack an Android device? I mean, it's a little bit more open. I mean, now when you say hack, you're talking about not just like jailbreaking it. You're talking about like compromise the phone. It's more about getting people to install malware and things like that. It is easier to get malware on an Android than it is an iPhone, just by the nature of the walled garden. That's not to say that iPhone can't get malware, just that is the
Will you stick around? Keep your wings a little longer.
Situation with things. But again, with Android, security comes down to basically just understanding, don't do stupid shit. Cool. More armor. But on the iPhone, every app costs money. Not true. There's plenty of free apps. Overheats thin sheets of metal. Wait. With yellow can be dissolved. So where am I supposed to go with this little laser gun? I feel like I'm supposed to use it for something. There we go. You have a Telegram group? No, I don't do Telegram. Telegram is not a secure platform. I have a Discord group. I have a Matrix group. I think I need some more health. Well, no, not really. It's more armor than I need. Alright, let's see. Where do we need to go now? Got plenty of ammo. Only 5 bits of armor? Come on, buddy. That's what I need. Alright, let's pull the lever. Open the door. That's right. Only good one is a dead one. Alright, cool. Moving on. Get some more Nazis. Shit, that one shocked me a little bit. Night, Carl. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I'll probably be hopping off in a little bit, at least when I finish this level. Alright. Where are the rest of you Nazi scum? Alright, Hangar Bay. Let's do it.
Franklin, that is the escape pod! Blasco, we have to get the fuck out of here, now!
Hey, they have to go!
Alright.
Hold up. Let's go.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, that's smart. Stop fidgeting. You want something for the pain? No, just get on with it, man.
Mm.
Now listen up.
That's gotta hurt.
Yes,
Drilling right into the nerve.
States of America.
Caroline wanted to free the US and use it as a stepping stone to liberate the rest of the world. Come fuck or high water, this is what we're gonna do. For Caroline.
I love how Max keeps pushing his head down.
Say, Max, stop.
There's Huawei phones in TikTok shop. Wait, what?
Wasn't for this Nazi.
You're gonna have to show me in the Discord, because that blows my mind.
Unless she fucks us over. You gonna fuck us over?
No, mister. And I'm not a Nazi. Not anymore.
Right. Now, Caroline had established radio contact with an American resistance cell in New York City. The only way we move forward. Caroline's plan is to build alliances with U.S. resistance groups and mobilize the people.
That's gotta be excruciating pain.
Depth charges!
What in the name of Satan's bloody ass is happening?
But I just watched a TikTok about it. No TikTok shop in Europe. Interesting.
I hear
TikTok is watching. I'm learning Bash scripting in one of my classes. Nice. Bash is very useful.
Well, speak up.
Someone inside your U-boat is transmitting your position.
That is bloody marvelous.
The Ausmerzer has been receiving messages from someone inside your boat. That's how we found you.
Fucking who? Section F. Fucking what? Okay. There it is, Section F.
But there is no Section F. The maps are not accurate. We've looked and there is no door there.
But if there is, but if someone is hiding in there transmitting that signal, you want to investigate. I'm gonna have to go have a lie down. Kinderlich, come. Must be here. Move this locker. Astonishing.
What do you see? Welded shut from the other side.
Hegele, hey! Look at me! Use this! Fergus came to me with some thoughts for improvement. I tinkered with it a little.
Thanks, I miss the old girl. I will open this when you are done, big man.
Ah, the laser craft work. We'll pick up with this on next stream, because it's getting a little bit late. I do have work tomorrow. We got to kill at least a little bit of Nazis, which we need to do after this week, huh? It's been a long week. So, let's see. Let me see. Get this game. Exit that. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on all of my socials. I am on Blue Sky. I am on Mastodon. I am on Discord. I have a Discord. I have a Matrix server. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm everywhere. So make sure to check my links in bio if you haven't already. And of course, make sure to join the Discord and the Matrix servers if you haven't already. Follow me. And like I said, follow me on Blue Sky. Follow me on Mastodon. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. And follow me on TikTok. I love y'all. And I will see you next stream. Tuesday will probably be the next stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's usually around the same time around the time I start. So I love y'all. There'll be some more YouTube videos coming out. I created a couple. I just got to edit them. So we should have maybe not one, but 2 videos this week. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. One, we're going to be talking about Trump disbanding the Cybersafety Review Board, my professional view on that. It's not meant to be a political thing. It's meant to be from a professional perspective. And we're going to also be talking about how just because government funds a security product doesn't mean a government has put a back door in it, specifically talking about Signal and the Tor. So, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you around next time. Stick around for the raid if you're ever on Twitch, but happy hacking, and I love y'all.